you willing to sacrifice your life?
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like, he wasn't a bad guy as far as we know.
Who said he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it. You fucking smashed me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Oh boy.
Did you mean to have that picture in the middle?
No, that was a little whoopsie for now, but well, yes, it's gonna be there eventually. So, anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Row 1C1 Joey Fats Radio, right here live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. I'm trying to get my headphones to work here because, you know, as usual, things don't work. 774-992-8702 is the phone number. If you want to give us a call tonight, we have got an absolutely loaded show. Boy, Sean, do we have some shit to get into tonight?
God damn.
Because, God damn it, why don't this work? Son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
It's like
what a football weekend we just had.
What a weekend.
What a weekend.
What a weekend. There are many weekends, but none like this one. We will get into everything NFL. This is going to be a very NFL heavy show. I don't think we have anything else to talk about tonight.
The Red Sox, they're gay.
Other than that, we are 26 days away from the Daytona 500. Got that going for us.
Really sweet old woman. If you know what I do for work, if you know, you know. Really sweet old woman that came to me and was like, "Hey, did you know my favorite time of year is coming up?" And I'm like,
"The wrong phone, that's why."
And I'm like, "What's your favorite time of year?" And I thought she, for whatever reason she was gonna say Valentine's Day, and I was like, "Oh, what, Valentine's Day?" And she was like, "No, Daytona." By the way, this woman is 75 years old.
Based. She gets it.
And I was like, wow.
She gets it, bro.
I'm like, you and my friend Joey would have a field day together. I'm like, that is something he would say. And she goes, I love Daytona. Ever since I was a little girl, she goes, my dad took me to Daytona when I was little. And she goes, I loved it ever since. And I was like, sheesh.
It is an unbelievable experience. If you've never been to a Daytona 500, you should definitely go.
How old is it?
The Daytona 500? I want to say the first one was in the 60s, early 60s.
God, well, that makes sense then. She was
it's
thinking
been
as a little
going on
girl.
since like the 40s when they raced on the beach, but like when the track was built and everything was like the 60s. But no,
impressive as shit.
It is. It's quite. It's awesome. It's you know, what was it? Last week was the 16th. Was what, Friday? That was
yes.
That was Happy Prohibition Day, which inadvertently led to the birth of NASCAR.
Oh, really? Okay. I did not know that.
Well, because NASCAR stemmed from... So NASCAR was originated after Prohibition was lifted because all the guys that were running moonshine...
Needed something to do?
They would modify their cars to be able to outrun the police.
Thanks, Drew.
And when they... once Prohibition was over and they had no reason to run from the cops anymore... They're like, well, what do we do with all these fast cars that we built? And they're like, I don't know. You want to go race them?
Let's get together, see? Let's all race, see?
And then they did. And then they just started going to the beach, and they would start racing their cars, and thus NASCAR was born. So NASCAR was actually born from Prohibition, or the end of Prohibition.
We're going to race this booze, see?
Yeah, see? I don't know why they all talk like Muggsy from Looney Tunes. But we'll touch on the national championship. Unfortunately, my Miami Hurricanes did not pull off the victory.
That game was kind of ass till the fourth quarter. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a defensive struggle for sure.
Mendoza hurt his draft stock.
I am not impressed.
Nah, he played like shit.
Yeah, I was not impressed. I am impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong. Miami's defense was definitely For real, I think a lot of people got to see that last night who didn't watch the Canes all year.
I did not think they were that good.
Their front seven is insane. They got 2 or 3 guys on the defensive line that are probably going to be
2 guys are going to be first-round picks, yeah, for sure.
What was it? Oh my God, I can't think of their names right now. I was literally just sitting here like waxing poetic about them last night, and anyhow, it was me? Something with an M.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Oh God, no! It's just going to piss me off. Jesus, Doug. Oh my goodness, this is gonna piss me off. Oh, Mesidor and Bain. That was it.
Guy's name is Bane.
The last name was Bain.
Oh man,
why can't I think of this?
I want that guy just for the name.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was a good game. Unfortunately, a blocked punt return for a touchdown ended up being the difference. I told you that 8.5 point spread was fucking nonsense though. For that game.
Yeah, that was kind of a crazy spread. You're right.
Yeah, 8.5 for that was just like it seemed insanely high to me. I think again people underestimated Miami coming in. They always do. It is what it is at this point. But I'm just thrilled that it was a good game. They had a chance at the end. Unfortunately, Carson Beck threw a pretty shitty interception there at the end to end the game. And
what'd you say, Carson? You meant Beck, right?
What'd I say? Carson what?
Did you say Carson Smith or no?
No, I said Carson Beck.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, Carson Beck. Did I say Carson Daly? Because I've done that before.
Well, Carson Beck at the very end of that game, and I was like, I was texting you, and I was like, holy shit, this is a great end of this game. And right as I sent that text, he underthrew the shittiest pass you could, and it was intercepted at the end of the game.
Yeah. It looked like it was open, and he just missed it, but it wasn't open. It wasn't there at all.
That was a bad pass.
So I guess congrats to Indiana. Some bullshit team wins the national championship.
The running back Black for Indiana is nice. I liked him. He really popped off for me.
Yeah, there was him and Miami's running back too were fucking unbelievable last night. Was it Fletcher? Not Fletcher. Was it Fletcher? The one that punched the guy in the face at the end.
I missed that one.
I was going back and forth. Dude, this is pissing me off. I'm like, yeah, Fletcher was great because it was him and Malachi Tony that were the 1-2 punch there.
Yep.
And they both played really well. I mean, Miami played well. They needed to commit to the run more. I think they were running the ball well. They didn't. They ended up not doing, I think, enough. Like I don't think they played to their strengths last night. They did not play well. There's probably as poor a game I've seen them play on offense in a while. So that sucked. But, it is what it is. They kept it. Indiana didn't cover. And, again, it comes down to that blocked punt. It's a 6-point game, 27-21. Indiana wins their first ever national championship. And Miami goes home, and we are sad. So,
Charlie Becker for Indiana.
Yep. The receiver.
He feels like he's related to a former NFL player. He plays very well. I know I'm thinking of Eric Decker. I know no relation because Decker it rhymes.
But some of the sideline catches, the way he worked the sideline last night was unbelievable. Like those throws on the boundaries were outstanding, man. Indiana's got I think like 2 or 3 really good wide receivers.
And he's 6'5", and I was like, this guy can play. I'm like, he might be one of those situations. Remember, it was Johnny Manziel, and you'd be like, oh shit, Johnny Manziel can fucking play, and it was actually Mike Evans the entire time. He might be one of those situations where, this Becker kid might be making Mendoza look better.
I think Johnny Manziel would have been fine if he'd gone anywhere but Cleveland, but
Well, other teams gave him a shot, but he was a psychopath.
No, but by the time he got there, it was too late. It was just too late. But no, you're right. The Mike Evans was making Johnny Manziel look a lot better probably than he was at times, but. It was a good game. Unfortunately, I wish the Canes had come out and done what they, I wish they had made their, I'm used to Miami making those plays on special teams and defense, and they just couldn't make it. They just couldn't make it. Like, Indiana just seemed like they were one step ahead every play last night. And even when they had negative yardage, I mean, that 4th down and 5 run that Mendoza scored the touchdown on.
Fuck.
What?
His dad was a professional athlete. His dad played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
Well, I would never would have fucking guessed that.
I wouldn't have guessed that either. Baseball would not have been my first guess, but maybe it should have been because he's 6'5". Maybe his dad was a pitcher. Who knows?
Let's look it up. David Becker. Huh.
But no, they just felt like that 4th down and 5 run to kind of seal the game. If you not seal the game, but put Indiana ahead, and then they get the blocked punt and the return for the touchdown. That was, those were the 2 big plays of the game. So whatever, fuck you. I'm not going to congratulate him because
that was a first baseman.
Yeah. But I don't care. I don't like Indiana. I don't like their coach. I don't like their team. I certainly don't like their quarterback.
Quarterback was a goof after the game. I don't like the way he talked. I don't know.
Yes, Matthew. Tim Tebow is the best college quarterback of all time. That is not debatable.
Well, I didn't see what was happening.
It's all one of our. It's on the multi-stream feed. So,
okay. Whoever said that, it's probably true.
It's definitely true. Tim Tebow is a god.
In college, he was unstoppable.
He really was. Dude.
Yo, he lost one game. He came out and he says, "I will never lose again," and he left the podium and he just didn't.
They put that speech on a plaque.
Did they really?
It's enshrined, like it's on the outside of a building on a plaque. Yeah.
What, for the Gators?
Yeah. It's freaking crazy.
That was a crazy speech, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man.
Too bad in the NFL it never happened for him.
Never underestimate the abilities of one Tebus Christ.
Friar Tuck when they get to the NFL.
They
gave him that crazy haircut.
That was awesome.
But I didn't like when Mendoza was calling him Mr. Tebow, and he's like, you can see Tim Tebow was like,
dude, Mendoza gives me like massive like Russell Wilson cornball vibes.
Yeah, it was weird answers. It was
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'll tell you what. I'm happy I'm not a Raiders fan because
something about that last night bothered me.
I know that goes without saying. Like every day, I'm happy I'm not a Raiders fan.
Championship
because,
game,
that would be terrible. But
championship game, 180 yards passing. It didn't pass the eye test for me last night. Like he should have blown up in that game, and they needed him. He was mediocre.
Yeah, I don't know. I was not overly impressed. Again, like I haven't watched a bunch of them this year.
That was a pro defense.
I watched the Oregon game and this one. And I did not see anything from him other than his he did show some balls.
He has good mechanics. He does.
He did look good throwing the ball, but I don't know. There was just a couple of times where I'm just like, really? I'm like, this is your number 1 overall pick. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see. But
it seems like a bad year for quarterbacks if he's number 1 pick.
Yeah, if
you know what I mean.
I mean, especially with what's his name going back to Oregon now too, like Dylan Gabriel.
Did you see his agent? His agent called the Jets and said, "Are you interested in my quarterback?" And the Jets said yes. And he said, "I'm going back to college."
I'm going back to college. Well, because you're not taking
amazing.
Because you don't take the massive pay cut to go back to college anymore like you used to.
I know.
So it makes sense for them not to be like, "Hey, listen, like if the situation's coming out isn't great, then we're not going to do it." And that makes sense, I guess, for a lot of these guys because they can go make just as much money, if not more, in college because the rookie wage scale.
Yes.
If you're not going to be the 1st or 2nd overall pick, then what you know what I mean? You could probably make more cake in college than you can in the pros.
Can't you sell jerseys and do autograph signings and shit like that
you can
too?
Pretty much do whatever you want at this point. Like
good
it's ruined college football, but it's great for the players.
It really has.
We got that going for us. So. They got that going for them. But anyway, 774-992-8702. That's my touching on the national championship game from last night. Where do we even start with the NFL weekend, Sean?
We got to go first game.
I think the Buffalo-Denver game is the most
talked about game of the weekend.
Without a doubt, the most talked about. By the way, I did have this picture of we do have this picture of Carson Beck from after the game last night.
When you sent this to me and you said, "Is this not Carson Beck?" and I said, "Holy shit, that really is Carson Beck." It looks like a clone.
Yeah, it's Dr. Lore from Looney Tunes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was modeled. He was modeled out. He was modeled after I think Frank Lore was the actor's name that he was modeled after. But
the most uncomfortable question that was asked to Carson Beck before the championship game? They said how was studying at class this week and preparing for the national championship? And Carson Beck was like, "I haven't attended class in 2 years." And the media guy was silent. He's like, "I graduated 2 years ago." And the whole media crowd was dead silent.
Yeah.
They were like, "You've stood back for 2 years to keep playing football?" And he was like, "Yes."
Yeah, why do you think that's that's his whole thing? How did they not know that?
Nobody knew.
That's crazy.
He's like, "I graduated 2 years ago." And they're like, "You haven't been attending class?" And he's like,
No, bro.
"No." They're like, you're only here to play football.
He's like, I'm banging a Bella Danger
like,
and playing
yes.
football, bro. He's like, what? Like, no, I bang porn stars and play football for the University of Miami. Get out of here. What are you fucking? What
The
a
Bella
life.
Danger thing bothered me. You're
What a
like,
life.
you're like, he's with Bella Danger. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I loved it when they showed her in the crowd, and I'm like, I know who that is. And everybody's like, yeah, and then you find out, like, I guess she's dating Carson Beck, so.
You're like, oh, what happened there?
I don't know. Good for him, though.
Yeah, good for him.
Great for him. I don't know if I would ever want to date a porn star. I mean, I wouldn't want to marry one, but I would definitely date one. Or go on a couple of dates
What about
with
the
one.
guy who's posting pictures with Riley Reid having a baby? I was like, Jesus,
Yeah,
that kid's growing up on life on an expert difficulty.
Bro, that kid is like, you want to talk about, like, starting, like, no. That's bad because, like, it's almost as bad as, like, when somebody finds your mom or your sister's OnlyFans at work. Like, could you imagine, like, if you found somebody's sister or mom on OnlyFans when we were in high school? It's like
They didn't even have that when we were in high school.
like, no, obviously not. I mean, this is all relatively new, but, like, even if, like, your mom's like Riley Reid, you're gonna be like, dude's gonna be going. I'm gonna be going to school, being like, "Oh, what's up, bro? Beat off to your mom this morning." Like,
Yeesh.
and they're gonna be like, cool. Like, I would love to know, like, I would love to find out how they're gonna, like, what, like, comebacks kids are gonna have to come up with to
No pun
combat these
intended.
things.
No pun
None
intended.
intended.
Yeah.
Like,
It's awful. I mean, the funny thing was like the commentators were like, "Oh, the poor Miami fans," and it cuts to Bella Danger. The cameraman's like, like he knows exactly what he's doing.
even my dad caught it though. Like, my dad noticed that, like, they showed way more, like, Indiana fans. Like, they were always, like, zoning in on the Indiana, like, Mendoza's mom, because she's got the MS thing, and they're like, but they're always showing, like, the family and the Indiana people. And my dad's like, what the fuck? Like, why are they never showed any Miami fans except when they were upset and this and that. Like, never showed it. And I'm like, it's because the national media hates Miami. They always have. Like, this goes back
Party school.
This goes back to the Catholics versus the convicts back in the 80s. They hate Miami. They punish Miami 10 times harder than they do any other school. Like, do you really think Miami was the number 10 ranked team in the country? Fucking hell no. But because they slipped up and lost a game that they shouldn't have, the committee punishes them because they hate them. This has been like Miami, they even say it in the 30 for 30 documentaries. They're like, we cannot slip up at all. Because if we screw up even the slightest bit, they're going to hammer us because they don't want us here. They don't want us in the national championship. They don't want us in the playoffs. The fact that they got in over Notre Dame,
Yeah, Notre Dame
was
shocker.
And the only reason that happened was because they beat Notre Dame week 1.
Yeah,
That's it.
that is literally
That
the only
is
reason.
it, dude. Like, if they hadn't beat Notre Dame week 1, they would not have been in the playoff. They would not have been in the national championship. And they very clearly belonged in that national championship game. They beat Ohio State, and they beat Ole Miss, and they had a chance to beat Indiana last night. Like, there's, to me,
It came down literally to the last 30 seconds of the game.
to me, that is the I mean, they had the ball with a minute to go and
40 yards to go.
and they could have scored a touchdown and won that game.
Yes.
But Carson
A
Beck,
touchdown would have put them over, but Carson Beck made a terrible
he made a whoopsie, and we forgive him because you know what? It's the closest we've been since 2002. At least it didn't end in, like, spectacular fashion like with the referees.
Yeah.
But speaking of referees, let's talk about this Denver Buffalo game. Now,
Do you want to show the video that we posted? Like, do you want to lead with that because it kind of shows like a little bit of the video and like the conversation a little bit?
can we? I mean, yeah, we could piggyback off of that
Because that video is not going to get us booted. That's just a guy talking about
Yeah,
like
that's
the
true.
reporter. You know what I mean? Dude, the fucking that cartoon.
This is one of the
This is one.
the amount of bitching and complaining
I can't.
that Buffalo fan, like, I actually
stand.
texted my buddy today who's a Buffalo fan, and he's a good friend of mine, and we were going back and forth all week last week. And I'm like, listen, I was like, I love the Bills. I always root for you guys. I love Josh. They're a historic, classic franchise. Josh is he's one of my favorite players. I was like, I always root for you guys when we're not in it. I was like, but the amount of bitching and complaining that Bills fans are doing and and people in the media are doing is beyond fucking nauseating at this point.
Yes.
Like, it's like, bro, you turned the ball over 5 times. Did you really?
Josh
did you
was
really
terrible.
think that? Did you really think that wasn't going to come back and bite you in the dick?
Right. I'm sorry. At one point, I forgot. I was with. I think it was with my wife's family, and Shane was there. And Shane obviously is a Raider fan of ours. And Shane is like, "Yo, is Josh throwing this game on purpose? Because he threw the ball backwards on one of the fumbles. He threw it backwards 15 yards." And he was like, "Yo, he's having a terrible game."
It was awful.
He picked a bad time to have the worst game of his career in the playoffs. Sucks. But it's all coming down to this one play. Everyone's like, this one play decided the game. No, it was not this one play that decided the game. And this is going to be a huge debate because this is going to be a huge rules change now, and I don't want it to be a rule change. I just don't understand how people can confuse this rule because I am so certain of my belief that this was not a catch. I don't know.
This is one of the most puzzling overtime moments in recent playoff history as Brandon Cooks goes for a bomb.
The video's not on there.
He comes to the ground
No, it's
with the
fine.
defender on him, basically meaning that he would be down by contact in that moment. The defender rolls through the play, rips the ball out of Cooks' hand. Everybody you talked to after the game thought that it was a catch, including Brandon Cooks, including Sean McDermott, who went on a 3-minute rant and basically emotionally said, I need to stand up for Buffalo because it is absolutely unacceptable how that process played out. This is one of the most puzzling overtime moments in recent playoff history as Brandon Cooks goes for a bomb catch, brings the ball down, and as he comes to the ground with the defender on him, basically meaning that he would be down by contact in that moment. The defender rolls through the play, rips the ball out of Cooks' hand. Everybody you talk to after the game.
So let's just take a look at. We'll start with this play because obviously this is the one that everybody's talking about. We have debated now for, I want to say, at least
Since Dez.
15, 20 years ago.
When was the Dez catch? 09?
14.
14 was Dez?
That was the playoffs in 14.
Holy shit. I
Because
thought it was longer
because
than
Green
that.
Bay beat Dallas to go on to the NFC Championship
Okay.
against Seattle when Seattle won on their when Russ beat him in
Oh yeah,
overtime.
even the substitute refs when wasn't it the Green Bay
the Fail Mary.
Yes,
Seattle Green Bay.
caught the guy who caught the ball. Interception.
Interception. We have long debated what's a catch, what's not a catch, what constitutes a catch, what's a catch in the end zone, what's a catch in the field of play, what's a catch on the sideline.
Correct.
Every single year it feels like for the last 20 years that this has come up in one way, shape, or another.
Correct.
Like we always find ourselves having this same tired ass fucking conversation of like, what the fuck's a catch? How is that a catch? And that's not a catch. Let me put it this way in terms of everybody's outrage and everybody's like faux outrage over this. This was as clear and cut of an interception that I've ever seen in my life. Like this one, of all the catches that weren't catches and all the catches that were catches, this was the easiest one to decide whether or not it was a catch or not.
Yes.
Because Brandon Cooks never possesses the ball.
He doesn't survive the ground.
And we've known that to be a basis for this rule for how long now?
A decade plus.
You've got to survive the ground. We know that whether it's in the end zone or not. Even if you're going out of bounds in the end zone,
correct,
or you're in the end zone, you always have to survive the ground. The amount of people that are sitting and be like, "This was a catch. I don't understand. How is this not a catch? He had possession and a knee down." I'm like, no,
a knee and elbow.
He did not possess the ball.
They're confusing him as a runner with him as a receiver.
Yes.
Two different fucking definitions of receiving the
possession.
Ball. Right. People are like, well, it can't. Well, fine. Then it's an incomplete pass. It can't be an interception. No, it isn't a deception because the ball never touches the ground. It's a clear deception. If he went over his body, right? If the defender went over Cooks' body and swiped the ball away and Cooks lost the ball, incomplete pass.
Correct. So, therefore, if the ball doesn't touch the ground and it ends up in Jaquan McMillan's hands,
interception.
There's no way it's an interception.
And the second argument you hear is, well, it's a bang-bang play. tie goes to the receiver. It's not a bang-bang play.
He never possesses the ball.
Right. It goes into his hands. He goes to the ground, loses control when he hits the ground, loses control to the defender.
I'll even take you back. I'll even take you back a little further than that. Sean, he never had control. The ball was moving the entire time throughout that catch.
Yes.
And you got these people, these ignoramus people, who keep bringing up like the same two still photos, and they're like, "How is this not a catch? Look, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Yeah, now play the video." And you can see the ball clearly still moving around. He never has clear, what we would consider possession of that ball. I don't understand how anybody can look at this and say that was the wrong call.
Right.
I mean, this is the easiest one I've seen in maybe my lifetime.
I just don't understand how people can watch that video and be like, well, it should have been a catch for Cooks. It's clear as day. It's not clear as day.
No.
It makes no sense how you think
no,
that's a
you're
catch.
right. The only thing that's clear is that it was an interception. When I saw the replay, instantly I said, that's a pick.
How does
There was
anybody...
no doubt about it. I knew it as soon as I saw it because the ball's moving around. Jaquan comes up with it. It never touches the ground. Therefore, once Jaquan has possession and Cooks is touching him, he's down by contact with possession of the ball. I was like, I don't understand how this could be anything else. And then people got mad because, well, they rushed through it. There was nothing to fucking look at. They could have sat there for 30 minutes looking at it. It was still going to be the same fucking result. Cooks never possesses that ball. He never has what you would consider, by the rules, possession. Gene Steratore was all over it. You know, for once in a great while, these fucking rules analysts that they bring into the booth that are usually completely useless.
Steratore's the worst.
I think Steratore's the best, to be honest. I think far and away he's the best.
I think he's a psychopath.
Well, because he's the only one that calls it as he sees it. All these other guys, they'll listen to whatever. Most of them just agree with whatever the call on the field is.
Oh,
because
constantly.
they don't want to go against the guys on the
field. They're
field.
like judges. I don't want to go disagree with the guys in the field.
Right. They just cater to the guy, whatever the call on the field is, so they don't make their boys look bad. Steratore will actually call it like he sees it, which I appreciate. Now, that being said, yeah, that was a huge play in the game. A massive play, because if Cooks catches that and comes down with that, game's over.
Kick a field goal, yeah.
They're kicking a field goal and they're winning. Like, they're already at the 20-yard line. They're going to run the ball a couple of times, maybe once or twice.
Not
get a little
even.
closer, center it up, kick the field goal, and they're on to New England.
Yep.
But Jaquan makes the plays that the Denver defense has been making all year.
Correct.
When they need him.
Correct.
Takes the ball away, and the Broncos end up winning.
Yep.
Now, we can go to the Broncos final drive, where they get the two pass interference calls. One to Cortland Sutton up the left sideline that I thought was ticky-tack at best.
Which is that one? Is that one the one with Trayvon White?
Tre'Davious White?
Tre'Davious? Whatever. Trayvon.
Was that White? Well, no, White was on Mims for the final one.
White tackled him.
Which just straight tackled him. I mean, that one was like, as soon as he said it, I'm like, that's a flag. Oh, he didn't even give him a chance. He just he just dragged him to the ground.
And then again with the fans, like, at some point you got to call it like it is. I understand the whole boys will be boys, let them play. But if you're fucking tackling the dude on a final play, you can't just not call that.
No, he's beat. If either White had two options.
He knows he's beat.
He had two options in that situation: let Mims catch it and walk into the end zone, or tackle him and hope the refs swallow their whistle.
Yeah, he tackles him, and then he has a mental breakdown and spikes his helmet, gets ejected.
Yep.
And then
gets another half the distance.
And gets another half the distance to the goal.
Which didn't really matter at that point.
I know, it's like a yard and a half, but who gives a shit? But it's like, dude, you tackled him before the ball even got there. You literally had your arms wrapped around him, holding one arm down and bring him to the ground, and you're sitting on the ground, dragging your body, holding him.
Yeah, the Tre'Davious White Marvin Mims one was as clear-cut PI as you're ever going to see in this league. I hate it. I hate it for White, and I hate to see a game end like that because you don't want to see.
You got beat.
You don't want to see the officials have to make that call. But you're right. Mims beat the brakes off him.
But
it was either
play.
Either let him catch it and walk into the end zone, or you interfere with him, and then they're in field goal range. But guess what? Field goals can get missed.
Yes.
Field goals can get blocked.
Yes.
You're at least giving yourself a chance in a way. If you're White, then you lose your shit. You make them half the distance. Now you're just making it easier.
Yeah, but I understand tackling the guy and then being like, oh no, like it was a bang bang, like I was right there at the same time. For him to lose his shit like that and make believe like that didn't happen
was ridiculous.
Was ridiculous. That's the problem I have with it.
It's you're fighting your ass off. It's the divisional round of the playoffs, and you kind of realize you just lost the game. Like you probably just lost the game at that point. I get the emotions are high. I understand why he was mad.
But fucking everyone's crying then at the sideline too. That's nothing that bothered me.
But you're like, bro, like I don't know what to tell you. Like you clearly interfered with him. That was as cut and dry as it gets. So the one before that was Sutton on the sideline. I felt was ticky-tack. I even said it to Paul while we were watching it. I'm like, I wouldn't have called that. I would have just let him play. It was like kind of like a back shoulder fade.
Oh, yes.
On the sideline.
Yes.
And they were hand fighting.
They were hand fighting.
And it was
hand
like,
fighting is
all right. I was like, whatever. I'm like, I told Paul when we were watching, because he watched the game with me on Saturday, I'm like, I personally wouldn't have called that.
Right.
I think that's at worst, a ticky-tack call. And I don't like ticky-tack calls in game-winning, game-altering situations like that.
No, because it's
But because they didn't call it on Riley Moss in the first to end the first half, with Brandon Cooks in the end zone, Buffalo fans are like they're screeching, "Oh, the NFL is rigging the game! They're rigging the game!" I'm like, "Oh yeah," because they really want to see Bo Nix and the Broncos and Sean Payton, a guy they absolutely fucking loathe, go on to the AFC Championship game over their fucking golden boy and Josh Allen. Like, what are we really fucking talking about here? And if you want to talk about missed calls, I have the biggest fuck you missed call in maybe the history of the Broncos.
Which one?
Before all this even happened, I believe it was the Bills' first or second drive, the Broncos had him pinned down inside the 5-yard line. Allen drops back. He's in the end zone. There is a clear, blatant offensive hold in the end zone.
Yeah, it should have been a safety.
That would have been a safety. Game over. Denver wins. It would have been the first walk-off safety on a penalty in NFL playoff history. And they don't call
it. In overtime?
Yeah.
I know exactly the play you're talking about. I didn't know that was in overtime. I thought that was in the fourth quarter.
No, actually, no, it was an OT.
That was OT?
Yeah, it was OT. It had to have been.
Damn. Well, that would have been cool, but I do remember that, and I was like, "Damn, that was a blatant hold," because he got ripped down.
It was on the Bills' final drive where they tied the game. Maybe it was the final drive.
Maybe it was the final drive. I could have swore it was the fourth quarter.
Okay, so it was the one they tied the game on.
Yeah,
and it should have been. It should have been Broncos ball. It should have been 2 points and the Broncos ball.
Yeah, and that would have been game over.
5-point lead plus the ball, free kick, game over. Because at that point there was like 45 seconds left.
But I called the same thing. I said that was a hold in the end zone.
And and Paul called it too. Paul's jumping up and down. He's like, "Fucking holding. That's a safety, holding." And I kind of thought I saw it, but I was like, they're not going to call that in this spot. There's no way in hell they were going to. No, if that was anybody else, if that was Houston or the Chargers or something like that, maybe they call it.
Maybe.
If it's if that game's in New England, they definitely call it. If it's
not this past week.
Kansas City's definitely getting that call.
Kansas City, New England with Brady.
Buffalo would have got that call if the script
Buffalo,
was flipped.
yes.
So I don't want to hear it. And the biggest fuck you about that whole thing is if they make that call and Denver gets the ball back, Bo Nix is playing on Sunday. And that's the biggest fucking kick in the dick about this whole fucking situation is the fact that we lost our starting quarterback because the refs wouldn't make a fucking call because they were too afraid.
And because that was a dirty play. I know Buffalo's trying to get the ball back, but he got shoved on a kneel down and essentially broke his ankle.
No, it wasn't the kneel down.
It wasn't the kneel down? They said it was a kneel down.
It was the designed quarterback run.
It was just him running freely. He broke it.
It was a late-ish hit, and his foot got stuck in the turf.
That's fucking rough.
It was a freak fucking injury.
I thought it was the kneel down, and the guy came over and pushed him when he kneeled down.
No, that wasn't. That looked like that was. It had already. They said it happened 2 plays before the throw to Mims, which would have been the designed quarterback run.
That's fucking horrible.
And
I didn't even think it was real because my wife told me. My wife was like, "Hey, did you see what happened with the Broncos?" And then I texted you, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I didn't think it was real. I thought it was a gag.
I had no idea. So we kicked the field goal. I see Bo Nix walking off, arms in the air.
Yeah, he's fine.
Gives the post-game presser. Dude, I'm fucking. I'm firing up my victory stogie. I got out the good scotch and poured myself a nice victory scotch. And I'm sitting there, and for 26 minutes, I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to the AFC Championship. This is awesome.
Yep.
And then the biggest gut punch of maybe my sports life hit me when one of my buddies from work texted me and was like, "Great win, sorry for your loss." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Sorry for your loss." I'm like, "Wait." I'm like, "Who got hurt?" I'm like, "Somebody must have got hurt." I'm like, "What do you mean? Why are we? What? Like, who's so important that we lost?" I was like, "Did they already announce like Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin aren't playing, or like is he just talking shit?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, like congratulations, sorry for your loss next week.
Yeah, to the
like,
Patriots. Like, I know what
the
you mean.
Patriots guy, and I'm like, huh? And then I go to Twitter, and then you text me, and then somebody else texts me, and then my phone blows up, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And then I look, and I'm like, and I see Peyton's press conference, Schefter's video from Peyton.
Crazy.
I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm like, how? I'm like, I saw him walk off the field. He was fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and Peyton addressed it too. Peyton's like, oh, he's so tough. Like he didn't even like realize it.
Well, I don't think Peyton knew. Peyton had no idea until after the drive was over, and I guess he came over and he went to grab Bo, and Bo was like, easy, easy, easy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's the matter? He goes, my ankle. And he's like, all right, well, we'll get you looked at. Like, don't worry about it. Just go take his,
Yeah.
go enjoy this win. We're going to the AFC Championship, and Bo like shook his head, and Peyton was like, what? Like, and then he obviously kicked the field goal. Everything's good. Nobody knew. Like, I mean, the Broncos were celebrating. Everybody was celebrating. Nobody even in the locker room knew. Club Dub was rolling.
Yeah, I saw the picture. He was sitting in the corner of the locker room with like his foot off, and like everyone even saw him like one by one.
That was after they had found out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
That's terrible.
And
though.
I'm like, I've had some shitty, like, low moments in my sports fan life. This might be the worst one.
That can't be the worst one. That's a kick. It is a huge kick in the balls.
This is right up there with Jacoby Jones in 2012.
The Jacoby Jones thing.
Because I think it's almost
balls.
like, and it shouldn't be as bad because we still have a chance to go and win and get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, whereas with Jacoby Jones, the season was over. But in a way, it's like, it's just, like you lose your starting quarterback, and we'll get into the preview.
We will, of course,
of Denver, New England, and Stidham and everything else in a little bit. But when you lose your starting quarterback, that won you 15 games this season.
Yeah.
And go back and look. That game is an instant classic, an absolute classic. That is going to go down in NFL films history. That one's going to get replayed every year in the divisional round now for every year on NFL Network for the next 10 years. That's right up there with the Bills and the Chiefs in 21 or 22. The 13 seconds left. 20. Well, it was 21
yes.
season. And it's going to be right up there with that. It's one of the instant classic playoff games in NFL history.
Wow, 5 years ago. Holy shit.
I know. It was unbelievable. But then to have that just ripped away from you,
kick in the dick,
is the biggest kick in the dick that I've experienced, because now it's like, all right, cool. Like, if we lose on Sunday, it's like, well, yeah, we got Jarrett Stidham, bro. Like, and I'm not saying that Jarrett Stidham can't go out and beat New England, but like, are we really putting all our now it's like, I know we don't have a choice. We have to ride with Stiddy. Stiddy City is here. Like, we're doing this.
Did you see, like, there's several Broncos fans that are petitioning Brady to come out of retirement and face the Patriots? They'll like fuck over your former team one time in the AFC Championship game.
Brady would come out and throw like 4 picks. I know Brady would do what he does in every other AFC Championship: throw 3 interceptions and get bailed out somehow.
It is in Denver. It is his kryptonite.
It is. It's in Denver, and he's like, "Fuck, I hate this place." Balls just start sailing on him. I'm like, "Fuck you." But no, that was the biggest. That was like, you want to talk about an emotional roller coaster of a day?
That was insane.
I went from like the highest of highs.
I felt really
bad.
Like though.
I felt like somebody shot my dog.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, there was the bottom on this thing. I just was staring at my phone in disbelief.
Yeah, because you're reading reports, you're like, no, maybe there's a second opinion.
Well,
maybe it's not broken.
We're thinking like, oh, maybe
cortisone shot.
Well, I'm thinking like, oh, Shefty got hacked, or somebody got, something happened.
It's a joke.
Or it's somebody, AI is, or somebody's playing a joke or whatever. Then I saw Peyton's press conference.
Yep.
And I looked at Peyton, and you could see like in Peyton's face, like he even said he wanted to cry.
Yeah.
Because he was devastated to find out that his season was over, 2 games short of it being, completed. And it's like, fuck, dude. Like, it is just the biggest kick in the balls, because we were going to get Knicks May Chapter 1 in the AFC Championship game. The next big rivalry, the next potential great rivalry in the NFL.
Yeah, and there's so much shit out there.
Robbed of it.
And I was texting you like a week ago, like Brady, like before that 2024 draft class, I texted you. Brady had like this, like, hey, I'm holding this thing. Like the guy that owns Fanatics had like Brady in for free, and he invited as many rookies that he wanted to come over and just listen to Brady and ask him questions. And only 6 rookies took advantage of it. It was Caleb Williams, Brock Bowers, Bo Nix, Drake May, fuck.
I remember. I saw the video. I watched the video that you sent me. I remember.
But it wasn't like every quarterback. It wasn't even like every rookie. It was only like 6 people, and I was like, yo, who the fuck wouldn't show up to this? And it was like a one-on-one with Brady, and you just see side by side was Nix, Drake May, and then on the other side of Drake May was Caleb Williams, and then all 3 of them are in the playoffs this year, all in divisional round.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just goes to show you, like, the people that take it seriously. I know Caleb has his like quirky things, but hell, we could talk about Caleb's last throw of the game too. I mean, that was an insane end of that game too. But to go back to the Knicks thing and to not to forget about that, that's a horrible way to go, even for him, even as a young man, a quarterback, to play as good as he did all day. And to come back and to play one-on-one against Josh Allen.
He balled the fuck out.
Yeah. And
he balled out. He went toe-to-toe. He went toe-to-toe with Superman. And he won. And he came out on top. But what did it cost him? You know, it's the old Thanos thing.
Yep.
You know? Yeah.
What did it cost you? It's just an ankle snapped. Fuck.
Like, I don't know.
But you know, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna bury the lead. It still becomes the offense against your defense again. We saw how close the game was against the Patriots and Texans. It's just this part 2 again next week. It was a close game again this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a for sure thing. I don't want people to think like, and this is not bearing for our future discussion. This is not people. Some people in New England already think, oh, we're going because we drafted Stidham. We know he sucks. We're going to the Super Bowl. That's not how it fucking works. We lost to Dick Holes, Nick Foles. Like, you know what I mean? It can happen.
Yeah. Nick Foles came out and threw 400 and something yards against you guys. So.
He scored 41 points against the Super Bowl.
I've seen Jake Plummer beat Tom Brady 3 times in a row. I've seen Brock Osweiler beat Tom Brady.
Kyle Orton has beaten Tom Brady.
I've seen Billy Volek beat Peyton Manning in a playoff game.
Who the fuck was the backup for Rodgers that one year when Rodgers didn't play a lot in Green Bay and got a massive contract and then never played again?
Oh, when he threw 5 touchdowns to close out the season, went to Seattle. What the fuck was his name? Chad.
No, I can't think of his name.
Oh my God.
Whitehurst?
No, it wasn't Charlie Whitehurst. Oh my God. I just talked about this.
God damn it. He's another one that just beat a bunch of dudes and then never played again.
He beat dudes. Yeah, Seattle gave him a massive contract.
Then never played him.
They never played him because they started Russ.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn. Holy shit, what a name.
Yep.
What a career that dude had.
Yeah, it was wild, but you know, like I've seen, so for me to sit here and say like, oh no, like, you know, the season's over, like, nah, hell no, the season ain't over, like not even close. Season's definitely not over, for us. But it is just a blow because, listen, do I think we can get through New England? Yes. Do I think we're gonna beat L.A. or Seattle with Stidham? No. I think with Bo, we have a chance because Bo balls out. And I want to emphasize that before we move on to the next game. Bo balled the fuck out in this game.
He did.
He had one mistake where he threw an interception to a defensive lineman that dropped. It happens. And then what happens, 2 plays later, P.J. Locke runs in front of a Josh Allen deep ball and picks it off, takes it the other way. But Bo balled out. In the fourth quarter when they needed a touchdown, Bo drove him down and threw an absolute dime to Marvin Mims for the go-ahead score with 55 seconds left. The moment it hasn't been too big for him at all this year. And they have learned how to win in those tight games in the fourth quarter, and that is all Bo Nix. That is a Bo Nix trait. The game is never over when you have Bo under center. Period. And anybody who doubted that or didn't think that, if you watch that game on Saturday and you came away thinking that Bo Nix is a bum or Bo Nix isn't that good or whatever, then you're just not paying attention.
Right.
You're just not. You're straight up not paying attention, or you're a hater because it's what you got to do, or because he's a Bronco and I'm an asshole and you want to and you want to just hate because it's me, and that's fine. I mean that you can be wrong all you want. That's fine. I don't mind. But Bo Nix is an absolute fucking savage. He is a baller. With Bo Nix, we had a chance to win the Super Bowl. Now I think we have a chance to get to the Super Bowl, but I don't think we have a chance to win it. Now. You
don't know that.
You don't know because it is Sean Payton. Stidham's been in this system.
Listen, I don't have faith in any of the remaining teams. It's up for grabs for anybody. I'm not going to lie to you.
Listen, the first free agent signing Sean Payton made was Jarrett Stidham.
And the Patriots actually called Jarrett Stidham to see if he was available to come back.
Yep.
To back up because he was the first call before we called Space Not over here. Mm-hmm. Little.
The astronaut.
Yeah, I can't get over that fucking video and think of our backup.
But no, Jarrett Stidham. Sean Payton has enough faith in Stidham that he not only went out and signed him as his first free agent signing as the head coach of the Denver Broncos, but he also extended him.
Correct.
He's kept him in house. So, and when when he called him Stiddy during that post-game presser, he said, Stiddy's going to be ready. Watch out. Listen, man, I don't think the one thing Stidham doesn't have, or at least that we haven't seen out of him, that Bo Nix has, is that clutch gene. And I think that's what's going to ultimately be the deciding factor in whether or not Denver wins a Super Bowl this year. Because with Bo Nix, with 2 games to go, getting through the Bills, I think that was going to be their toughest test that they had left. And they went toe-to-toe with Superman, which we can stop calling him Superman now, I think, because...
Well, Superman played like dog shit.
Well, we can call him Superman, but if Superman dies at the end of every episode, is it really Superman?
If Superman gets beat by the villain...
Yeah, like if Superman keeps getting killed by the villain, like what's so super about him?
And then Superman's partner gets fired.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I think we can stop with that. Honestly, Ace, the thing that makes the Rams scarier and the Seahawks scarier than the Patriots for me is the unfamiliarity with them. That you don't see the Rams or the Seahawks at all. Where at least with the Patriots, they're in your conference. You kind of know what you're getting with a Vrabel coach team. Like, you've played against Vrabel, you've coached against him. Not that they haven't played against the Seahawks, but like the Seahawks, the only thing that scares me about the Seahawks is the defense.
Yes.
And I feel like if they can get after, they would get after Stidham, and they're like, well, we're going to make Stidham beat us, and they can. The Rams can do the same thing. I don't know that the Patriots are capable of doing that based on what I've seen the last 2 weeks. So
what, the defense?
Yeah, I don't think the Patriots' defense has played good.
The defense has played great the last 2 weeks. That's what's kept us in the game.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah.
But realistically,
can they keep it up?
You faced one-armed Justin Herbert with no fucking offensive line to speak of.
Beat the shit out of him.
And whooped his ass. I mean, clearly, which we said they were going to. And then C.J. Stroud might have played the worst game I've ever seen a starting quarterback play in a playoff game in my life.
Did you know, I don't know who posted the statistic, and I almost started saying that. But someone said if C.J. Stroud came out and spiked the ball every play he came out, he would have had a better quarterback rating.
Than he did. He had like a 28 quarterback rating, I think.
Unbelievable. He threw 5 interceptions in one half, or 4 interceptions in one half.
Awful.
How did they not put in Miles Davis? Even I was saying it. Put in Miles Davis. Davis Mills. Miles Davis. Isn't that
Miles Davis. Pee in your pants is cool.
Why the fuck I pull out Miles Davis? Davis Mills. God damn it. That's fucking hilarious.
Little bit of a I got you.
Davis Mills I was calling for. I was like, put in the fucking long neck giraffe. He gives you probably a better chance at the end of the game.
Right. Well, that was my thing. But before we move on, I just want to say, like, the dick punch that was Bo Nix getting hurt and being done for the season, I don't wish that on anybody. Like, that just sucks. Like, if it happened week 1, hey, whatever. That shit happens. To have it happen in a game that you won in the divisional round and you're on to a conference championship now against my most hated rival, I mean, it's just such a dick punch, dude. It really is. And it takes away, because like I said, it takes away that May versus Knicks chapter 1 of this potentially 10 to 15 year saga that we're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there'll be more opportunities down the road, but we'll see him in the regular season, but to get him in the playoffs is people forget that Peyton and Brady only faced off 5 times in the playoffs.
Only 5 times. That's a lot of times to face off in the playoffs.
Over a 15-year period? Not really.
I know, but
and 3 of them
but
were
a lot
early
of times
on.
we were top of the seeds most of the time. That's why. So you have to meet at the top of the playoffs.
Right. Very rarely were the Colts or the Patriots like a 6 seed and they were going on the road to play the other one. It was always, they were always the 1 and 2 seed. It was always
1, 2, 3, 4. Up there.
They were always competing with each other for that home field advantage, throughout the years. But 2000, you go back, they face each other 03, 04, and 06. And then we didn't see Peyton versus Brady again until 2013.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get it again until 2015. And that's it. That's all 5.
That's crazy.
And 4 of those were AFC Championship games, and Peyton won the last 3. Brady won the first one in 03. Then they won the divisional round in 04. And then the next 3 were AFC Championship games, 06 in Indy, and then 13 and 15 in Denver.
The most painful one was the 06 one. That's what
they
I'm
were
saying.
up 21-0. I mean, that's brutal.
No, that game. Even now, when I go back and watch that game, and that game comes on, it's like, how the fuck did we lose that game?
Yeah, because the Patriots didn't blow leads like that.
No,
under Belichick,
not
at
that
all,
team,
ever.
not those teams.
No, but the Colts were just that was what I was worried about on Saturday with Buffalo was man, is Buffalo going to be like this year's team of destiny? Kind of like the 06 Colts were.
I knew it too.
And I'm like, no, we're going to beat Buffalo. We're going to beat them. I really was. I was very pleased with the halftime lead. Josh Allen fumbling the ball right before the half. We get the bonus 3, which ultimately ends up being the difference in the game.
He was so bad.
But I would have loved a stress-free Saturday afternoon, just kind of 31-20. We win it, kind of going away. It's just not happening today. Josh is just not doing it, and he wasn't. He was turning the ball over. I mean, But the Broncos defense, I got to give them credit. Yeah, they gave up a lot of yards and a lot of points, but they did something they haven't done all year, which is grab 5 turnovers. Forced fumbles, interceptions, stuff they haven't done all year. Alex Singleton absolutely putting his helmet right on the ball with Brandon Cooks. With the not Dalvin Cook. God. James Cook. God, I always do that.
That's okay. There's too many Cooks.
I know.
Dalvin and James are brothers.
James Cook.
They are.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. He puts the helmet right on the ball, gets the fumble, gets boom, fumble. Instead of a 14-3 game, now it's 10-7. And Denver's going to the locker room thinking oh, okay, cool, we're up. Then boom, another touchdown, another field goal, and then they get another field goal at the end of the half when Josh inexplicably just takes off with the ball like it's a loaf of bread. I have no idea what he was doing. And the ball gets batted back, and the Broncos recover it with 2 seconds to go, and you're like, oh, okay, is this how this day is going to go? Because I'll take it. Now, me being the smart, savvy football fan that I am, knew at no point was this lead safe with Josh Allen on the other side.
No, of course.
I don't care how good your defense is. That man will find a way to make this close. And I knew it was going to be close, but I was happy. I was faithful. I was like, we got Bo Nix. If we have the ball last, we're winning this game. And that's ultimately what ended up happening. And I know everybody wants to bitch and complain about the refs and the officials. And, I listen to Adam Shine, who's the one and only national radio guy that I listen to.
Yeah.
I respect the shit out of him. I've been listening to him for almost over 20 years. He's got one of the best shows on satellite radio on Sirius, on Mad Dog Network, whatever it is, on whatever it used to be on NFL Network. I've been listening to him forever. I respect him. His opinions are always pretty much down the middle, calls it like he sees it. When I heard him bitching and complaining about the refs and that was a catch by Brandon Cooks, I almost had to shut the show off. I'm like,
I don't
really?
understand it.
Because he's a big Josh Allen fan. He's, he roots for Buffalo, and
I don't get.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there going, Adam. I'm talking to my phone. My dog's getting nervous because I'm yelling at the phone while I'm listening to the show. And she's dog's pitter pattering around me, oh no, Daddy's mad. And I'm like, it's fine, my big mean German Shepherd. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And he's like, and this is disgusting. And and the refs, and they rushed it along, and I'm like, what did you want them to do? There was nothing there. There was nothing they were going to do to overturn that call.
Nothing.
The call
Absolutely
on the
nothing.
the one fucking time we get a call like that right, and everybody's up in arms about it.
Right.
And of course, I sent you the Pro Football Talk article today.
Yep.
Talking about like, the catch rule is going to be looked at this offseason. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
It's too
Josh Allen and the
much.
Buffalo Bills lose a fucking playoff game, and now we're going to go changing all the rules again. It wasn't enough. The overtime rules weren't good enough because Josh Allen got screwed because they couldn't fucking hold on to a ball with 13 seconds to go and stop Pat Mahomes from driving down and getting in field goal range. So we got to change the rules to make sure the Bills get their fucking due. And like, I'm so sick of this shit already.
And it's every single time.
You fucking lost. Deal with it.
And it's every single time, and everyone's like, "Oh, poor Josh." Like, Josh has scored 30 points in every playoff loss. It's like, oh well.
He's 0-7 in overtime games.
It's like that happens.
Bro,
I'm like,
and not for nothing.
He'll win in his next team.
Dude, listen, I love Josh Allen. I'm a huge Josh Allen
I like Josh
fan.
Allen off the field.
You guys know, everybody who listens to this show knows I always talk highly of Josh Allen. He's one of my favorite players. I think he's awesome. He's unbelievable. The things he does on a football field are unheard of. He is absolutely magnificent almost every single time he takes the field.
Sure.
He is not immune to mistakes. He makes mistakes, but he usually makes up for them. He did everything he could to make up for him, but guess what? Sometimes the better team wins. This is probably one of the worst rosters I've seen the Bills bring into the playoffs since Josh Allen has been the quarterback.
Yep, 100%.
And you said that before the season even started.
I said the roster was dog shit.
They're like, this defense sucks. Like, I don't know who the fuck they. And I agree with you. And then they're out, and Jordan Poyer's hurt. They're down all sorts of people.
And then the roster on offense, they're just like, yo, Josh, go out there and just make it work.
They're doing they're doing the same shit they did to Aaron Rodgers for years.
Yes.
Just
figure it out.
Go figure it out. And then I did say last week, if you go back to last week's show, 1 hour and 43 minutes into the show, when I think Nelson called in, I said, this is going to be Sean McDermott's last game as the Buffalo Bills head coach.
Oh, for sure. I said, I think I agreed with
you. And I agreed wholeheartedly.
I said, if they lose, they're firing him.
I said, when they lose this game, McDermott, and I remember I even said that Harbaugh might be holding out to see the results of Saturday's game, but the Giants did the smart thing and they
$20 million for Harbaugh. He made out like a bandit for that.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I think that's the going rate for a upper echelon head coach.
He got a raise. He got fired from Baltimore and got a raise.
Absolutely did, and deservingly so. He's exactly what the Giants need. But to my point about McDermott, the Giants were smart to get John Harbaugh in the building, contract signed before Saturday, because I think if they don't do that, I think Harbaugh is probably going to weigh his options and see if the Bills are interested.
Probably.
That's it, because that would and that's what I said. But the Giants did the smart thing. They got the contract done. They didn't leave it up to chance. They weren't going to let him out of their grasp, and that was the right thing to do. That being said, you and I both said this is very likely Sean McDermott's last game as the Buffalo Bills head coach. And you know why, Sean? And people are like, well, he only lost because the refs screwed him and this, that, and the other thing. I said, no. No, they lost because 13 seconds to go in Kansas City. They lost because you couldn't beat Kansas City at home 2 years ago.
He's a defensive guy.
You lost because you couldn't get Josh Allen over the hump.
Yes, this is year 9.
There was at no point in my life did I ever sit there and say, I can see the Buffalo Bills winning a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott as their head coach.
Actually, we said he's a detriment to the team.
We've been saying it for a while. And then he comes out after the game and he says, I'm standing up for Buffalo and I'm standing up for the city and what's right and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
That was his last Hail Mary.
I mean, what a crybaby bitch. Like, just go out with some dignity.
He knew it.
Of course he did. But at least have some fucking dignity on your way out the door, bro. Like, that's like going out. That's such a bitch way to go out. And quite frankly, I'm happy for the Bills. I'm happy for their fans. And I'm most happy for Josh Allen that McDermott is fired, because that was, like you said, the biggest thing holding them back.
100%. It's year 9 of Josh Allen, I think, now, right?
9.
So
and
next year he's going to be
in the playoffs.
So next year he's going to be year 10. He's not getting younger. He has a baby on the way. He's getting married. Or no, he just recently married and he has a baby on the way.
His wife's a huge Broncos fan.
His wife is a huge Bronco and Seahawks fan, which is fucking hilarious. That she has pictures in both outfits, which is very strange. It's very strange to me because I think you've wasted Josh Allen's prime years, and I think in the next few years now you start to see Josh Allen maybe start to deteriorate because he's taken such a fucking beating in these last few years.
Well, you think he's going to deteriorate, but then you watch him play and you're like, oh no, he's still.
Give it a few years.
I mean, listen, we came into this game wondering about his health and if he was going to be able to be the same old Josh Allen that he always is. And guess what? He channeled his inner Steve McNair, and he somehow managed to play as well, if not better, than he usually does. Sans the turnovers. I know the turnovers were, but what Josh Allen was able to do against a very good Denver defense on the road, banged up, was about as impressive. The fact they went and scored 30 on us, I think they're the only team to hang 30 on us this year.
Were they?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure.
It was impressive to see him do it with basically no cast, and he basically just had to do it all himself, again, like usual. But
we might have had one, maybe early on in the season was Indy.
And again, Sean McDermott, a defensive-minded coach, has given up on average.
Oh, sorry, the Giants. The Giants scored 32.
Which fucking is crazy.
Oh, and Jacksonville. So 2 teams. So 3 teams. They're one of 3 teams to score 30 against us this year.
And this is for everybody. And keep in mind, Sean McDermott, when he was hired, was hired as a defensive-minded coach because he was supposed to shore up the other side of the ball for opposite of Josh Allen to help him get over that hump and be the defensive part of what Josh couldn't do. So instead of that, he basically said, I can't help Josh at all.
Mm-hmm.
And has been a detriment to Josh Allen because basically he's allowed his teams to give up more points than what Josh Allen can put up.
I mean, yeah, for a defensive-minded guy, they have not had a great defense ever.
For years. Well, they had a good defense. I want to say the year they lost to Kansas City, that was a good defense. They just got smoked by Kansas City.
Well, they had the lead with 13 seconds to go, and they couldn't close the game. I mean, that's why you're fired today, Sean McDermott. And then the fact that he called a reporter from the plane on the way home. I was like, I just watched that play 20 times. It was a catch. I don't know what the fuck they were looking at. Da-da-da-da-da. It's like, dog, in what world do you live in? I don't know what planet you live on. If you think that Brandon Cooks caught that ball, stop watching football. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're too stupid to understand the game.
Do you think
go watch soccer because it's a lot more cut and dry.
Do you think the owner was just staring at him the entire time in the plane, and he looked back over the seats, and the owner just staring at him, and he's like,
just grilling him.
He's like,
fuck.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Call this reporter. I watched it 20 times. It was a catch.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, and the owner just looks at him. He's like squints, and he's like, my name's Pitt, and you ain't talking your way out of this shit.
And you know the worst idea. I think Buffalo is going to get worse, to be honest with you, because the rumor is there's two candidates for Buffalo right now, and I don't think either of them are good candidates. It's Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, who's already there.
Great, more of the same. And
then it's Brian Daboll.
Oh God, no.
No. The reason why they want Brian Daboll is because Josh Allen loves Brian Daboll.
That's fine. Josh Allen can love him all. I mean, listen, maybe Daboll is the guy that comes in and, like, you know, he kind of Gruden's this thing over. Like, you know, he takes Tony Dungy's team to a Super Bowl. Or, you know, he does, like, you know, because you remember.
Daboll's not that guy, though. Daboll's an offensive guy. That's it.
That's fine. But you go out, you find a defensive coordinator. You know, that maybe you go, I don't know, maybe B-Flow doesn't get picked up as a head coach and you bring him in as a DC.
Yeah, but why would he leave Minnesota then?
Money. You throw more money at him.
His contract up?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think those guys only leave if their contract is up or if they get asked to get promoted to like a higher position.
Thing, right. Yeah, a lateral move would be probably violate some sort of fucking rule that I'm forgetting. But you're right. But I'm just saying, like, you got to go get somebody like that, right? Like, you have to go get a defensive coordinator that knows what they're doing. I don't know. Like, there's plenty of people that are going to be available. But my point is like, I don't know if Daboll's the guy. Daboll would not be my answer. Honestly, I think the 2 best answers were Harbaugh and Stefanski, and they're both already signed.
Stefanski went to Atlanta, right? Okay.
I think Stefanski would have been a great fit in Buffalo because I don't think Stefanski was the problem in Cleveland. For once in our fucking lives, the head coach was not the problem for the Cleveland Browns. You know, it was
I think
the mess
Stefanski's
they created with the roster.
I think Stefanski's going to struggle in Atlanta too, though.
I mean, who doesn't struggle in Atlanta?
I think because who's the GM in Atlanta?
Well, is it Matt Ryan? Like some.
Atlanta is the president now,
Yeah,
but he's not the GM.
So they got to find a GM then, I think.
So they hired the head coach before the GM?
I think so.
That's a fucking bad move already.
I don't like it, but yeah, it very rarely, if ever, works out that way. Unless they did hire somebody I'm just forgetting or promoted somebody.
I don't think so.
I don't think they did. Sean, I don't think they did. I think they were just kind of, I think they went for the coach. But I think whatever GM they bring in, I think.
Oh, great. When they hired Kevin Stefanski, they said, we want your input on hiring a GM.
Perfect.
That's bad.
I don't mind that because at least, like, I guess some people will argue you're putting the cart ahead of the horse. But I think in this case, Stefanski was the bigger get. And if you can get a GM to work with him, that'll, draft and sign players that will work within his system and what he wants to do, I'm okay with that. I'm not terribly, terribly, terribly against this. At least in this situation. Do I think it'll work? Probably not.
I don't like that. I really think that's ever a good idea.
No,
same
you're
thing,
right. It
Same thing
almost
with
never-
the Titans.
it almost
the Titans
never works.
Titans don't have a GM, and they just hired Robert Saleh.
Yeah, but though, I think the thing is that teams believe that they get the coach. Now all of a sudden they might be able to appeal to a GM and a guy who wants to work with that coach. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, no, I've worked with him before. I know him. I like him. That's a good fit for me. There's going to be guys out there like that. Now, if it is going to work, I don't know. That's what remains yet to be seen. Will it work? But for Buffalo's sake, I'm happy for the Bills fans. I'm happy for Josh Allen. Sean McDermott was never the answer. He should have been fired. Realistically, he should have been fired after the 13-second debacle in Kansas City.
Bills fans are in fucking shambles.
The coping and seething from Bills fans is out of control.
Bills fans are on Chris Benoit watch right now. They're ready to kill their families.
I honestly, I still can't believe how many people think that Cook should have been ruled a catch. I'm like, have you ever watched the NFL before? I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what do people pay attention to?
Did you know that was Brandon Cook's 40th playoff game?
Yeah, he's been around, dude. Between New Orleans, New England, the Rams,
Dallas,
like
New Orleans again.
Yeah.
And then now Buffalo, 40th playoff game. He's never had a touchdown reception in the playoffs. I was like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
Never had a real reception in a playoff game either, apparently.
It is what it is.
That's terrible.
But anyway, Denver advances to the AFC Championship game to take on New England, albeit without Bo Nix, which is a tremendous blow. And that just sucks. It sucks for everybody involved because, honestly, I think the NFL is probably fucking furious with that right now, like that development, because they're like, fuck. Like, we at least had a rising star in Bo Nix that we were going to be able to promote, and now you don't even have that. And now it's, again, like I said, May versus Nix would have been great, but because I think with Bo Nix under center, I didn't give a shit. Once we won that game in that 26-minute window that I had before my whole season basically felt like it came crashing down around me, I was like, I don't even care who wins tomorrow now. I don't even care. Like, I don't care. Either Houston or New England. I said neither one of them are coming in and beating us. I'm like, Bo Nix just balled the fuck out against Josh Allen. You just want to shoot out with Josh Allen. Nobody's beating us. And then 26 minutes later, I'm like, fuck. Now it's like, now I'm concerned again.
Well, you're concerned because now you're relying upon a guy who hasn't played all fucking year to now start the most important game of the season, championship on the line to go to the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, and he doesn't play that much. It's like...
It's a nightmare scenario.
Yes.
It's a nightmare scenario. There's no like, we'll talk more about it when we do the preview, but I'm cautiously optimistic for a lot of reasons, but again, it's not like, okay, cool, getting to a Super Bowl and beating New England is all fine and well, but if we go and get blown out by Seattle again,
not fun.
Who fucking cares?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think the kicker is that we don't have our guy. We don't have our clutch guy where if like we're down 12, with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, you feel like we're not out of this game. Now it's like, is Stidham going to be able to pull us out of the fire and deliver us that? I mean, he's got all the traits and all the tools. He certainly can throw a football. We know that at least. He's not. I don't think he's a total shit bum, but
I liked Stidham when he was here.
A lot of people do, and you know who likes him more than anybody? Sean Payton. So we'll see. 774-992-8702. That's our take on the Broncos, the Bills. The NFC, the Seahawks-Niners game. I don't think we really need to dive into this game at all because.
Well, we should for one important reason. It was the worst game of the weekend because it was the climax.
Because it was over on the first play. Literally.
Yeah. The climax of the Buffalo-Denver game, which was talked about nonstop all weekend, even we're talking about it now days later, to nobody could give a shit less about this game at all.
No.
But everyone was talking about Sam Darnold hurting his oblique against wind.
Yeah.
He's like, and then the 2 days before this game, not telling the media, but essentially saying to everybody else on his team, I can't play. And Drew Lock was taking first-team reps for 2 days before this Saturday's game. So I don't know if anybody else knows this, Drew Lock was taking first-team reps the Friday and Thursday before this game. Drew Lock, yes. Drew Lock that started for Denver. Drew Lock was starting for the Seattle Seahawks. And up until Saturday afternoon, nobody knew if it was going to be Sam Darnold or Drew Lock that was going to go for the Seahawks. It ultimately didn't matter at all for the 49ers. The 49ers had a horrific game. Brock Purdy threw for 140 yards. Christian McCaffrey ran for 35 yards. It was just, they scored 6 points. They couldn't do anything. But I'll tell you, Sam Darnold did start. Sam Darnold was not good. Sam Darnold only threw 17 passes. He had 120 yards passing.
But he didn't have to do anything, though. That's the thing.
The team just ran nonstop.
They did, and he didn't have to play.
But that's a bad sign that they're basically admitting that he ain't good.
I don't know if they're admitting he ain't good. I just think that the way the game played out, you jump out to the 7-0 lead on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, Rashid Shaheed touchdown to start the game.
The Niners kind of just like fumble dick their way around and don't really even show up.
And then Kenneth Walker, what do you have? 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, there was no reason for Sam Darnold to have to do anything. Now they get a test. I mean, Sunday they get a test against the Rams.
The Rams are gonna fucking hurt him.
They're gonna try to. And not for nothing.
Jared Verse. Who's the guy in the middle that I like? Not Tart. Tart is San Diego.
I don't know who you like for
Poon. I think it's Poon.
Poon?
I think it's Poon.
Poony
What a
Poon?
fucking name. But I think it's Poon. Like there's a guy in the middle there for the Rams that's fucking nice too.
Well, regardless, their whole defense is nice. Like they do the Rams have a very, I think, opportunistic defense with
Poona Ford
with a lot of great fucking players. And that's a reason there's a reason why I picked them to go to the Super Bowl months ago.
Yeah.
And I picked them to play the Broncos, which I still think is a possibility, but we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, this game sucked. I mean, I was outside. I looked down. I looked because I'm still trying at this point. That game kicked off. I'm still trying to cope with what I'm learning about Bo Nix.
Oh hell yeah! Of course.
I forgot the game was even on. For a minute because I'm like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was still trying to process the information that was coming out of Denver, and I turned the game on at 7-0, and I'm like, okay, well, that's stupid. And then I just kind of start keeping tabs on the score, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And the Niners are they had no. I mean, obviously they're depleted, they're banged up. Kyle Shanahan did everything he could with that roster up until this point.
Legitimately.
I don't know what else you could have asked out of the Niners. They really weren't, like, we knew this was going to happen at some point where they were just going to get the boots put to them, and that was going to be it because they don't have the horses. They just don't have the horses, and unfortunately it came at the hands of the Seahawks in a pretty, awful fashion, but it was a pretty shitty game. I feel bad. Like, you know me, I'm a huge closet Niners fan. I mean, they're basically Denver West with John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and Christian McCaffrey.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Bang, bang, Niner gang. I always root for the Niners. I always stay with them every chance I get. But, you know, it wasn't going to. I think it was almost inevitable. It was inevitably inevitable that they were going to get blown out at some point. You know, great job against Philly. They rallied the troops, but once they lost Kittle, you're like, how much more can they take? And it showed.
Yeah, I'm sick of that fucking stupid new thing that all the players are blaming like the EFT field behind the stadium.
Like the high energy,
yeah, come on,
high frequency energy producing thing they have behind next to their stadium.
Yeah, like another play came out and was like, yo, shout out to the electromagnetic waves that are costing us injuries. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah, because Achilles injuries are up across all sports. And yet, but yeah, you're right.
Is Kanye out there too? It's frying his brain.
Shit. Yeah, for real. But let's go to Sunday's games because those are the two. You know, we had 3 out of 4 outstanding football games. I would say 2 out of 4 were outstanding, and then the Patriots-Texans game was great if you were a Patriots fan, awful if you were just a football fan trying to watch good football.
Oh, it was a bad offensive game. Holy shit.
Horrendously. It was offensive to the senses.
Oh, my God.
To watch C.J. Stroud.
Oh,
have
even
to play quarterback.
No, let's be honest. Like the Patriots' offensive side was rough too.
Listen, I'm not. We
were blitzing the shit out of him, and they were killing Drake May back there.
Well, they were, and I mean, May got sacked 5 times again?
Yeah, but he was pressured. I think 46% of the time. They said.
Yeah.
So more than half. It was half the time.
So Patriots' offensive line isn't very good.
No,
they're not very good,
dude. I thought at one point Will Anderson was literally living in Drake May's asshole. Will Campbell got killed by Will Anderson Jr.
And which is why I have a lot of optimism about Sunday.
Which is why I worry about Denver again, because if Denver does exactly what Texans did, you're gonna. Well, I know we scored 28 points, regardless, right? 21 if you don't count the defensive touchdown. You scored 21 points. Is that enough to beat Denver, though? I think 24 is the amount you have to get to at least discuss that point. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to depend, but we'll discuss. We'll dissect that game.
Let's go back to that game. CJ Stroud, I think, should not be an NFL quarterback anymore.
Something's got to give.
20 for 47, 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions.
So there's your first problem. 47 attempts. What did we say before last Tuesday? What did I say that the Texans were going to have to do with no Nico Collins? They were going to have to commit to the run and commit to the run early.
They ran. Not well.
But you can't have C.J. Stroud throw the ball 47 times.
They ran...
Period of the story. That can't happen.
They ran 26 times for an average of 2.1 yards a carry.
But you can't have C.J. Stroud throw... 26, you need to double that number. They needed 50 attempts on the ground. And like I said, you put the ball in the running back's hands. I don't care if they average 3 yards a carry or less than 3 yards a carry. Punt the ball.
2.1.
Punt the ball.
Well, they were punting, all right.
That's your best friend. No, because the thing is
they were throwing deceptions too.
Yeah, well, the four picks. Because didn't they score all 28 points came off the picks?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it was either 21 or 28 points came off of the interceptions.
Well, definitely 7 off of a pick 6.
Because the 7 or the 6, and then the other 3 picks. I'm pretty sure they scored on all 3 of those plays, on all 3 of those drives.
It's potential. I think.
So pretty awful. No, they couldn't have because the Texans played too well defensively for them to have scored off all those. But they gave them short fields. They flipped field position. The Patriots kept the Texans pinned back in their own territory. But, Sean, you and I watched it. Even when C.J. Stroud was in a clean pocket, unbothered by the defense, he was still missing. And he was missing some guys that were wide open.
Short.
And not far away. I mean, dirt balls, sailing balls wide. Like, he looked like somebody who would – he looked like a D2 quarterback.
He looked like someone that watched old high school tape of himself and was upset.
He looked as awful as I've seen a quarterback look. And again, I get the plays where he's under pressure and the Patriots are breathing down his neck and they're getting to him and he's having to run around and try to get out of it, spin out of the pocket, whatever. That's different. I'm talking about the plays where he was unbothered, completely untouched, in a clean pocket, and just missing wide open guys. I mean, there was one, I think he missed Christian Kirk It was a throw over to the right-hand side, and Kirk's got nobody within 10 yards of him. And Kirk is going to the sideline, and Stroud just throws it inside and just, like, misses him. Like, entirely, just misses him. By, like, 3 yards, and Kirk tries to, like, spin and dive for the ball and, like, can't even get close. And I'm like, what is he doing?
Well, are you confusing Christian Kirk or Cade Stover, where he threw the ball so far behind Cade Stover leaned back and accidentally tore his ACL?
There was that, too.
That was bad. When I saw it in real time and I said, holy shit, he tore his ACL, and I was joking, and it was unfortunately true that he tore his ACL.
No, I have never seen an NFL quarterback play that poorly in a game. I mean, the last time we saw somebody play that bad was Lamar Jackson his rookie year against the Chargers.
Oh, my God.
Remember when we were like, everyone's screaming at the TV to put Flacco in?
Yes.
We're like, please put Flacco. Like, you have a chance to win this game. Put Flacco in. And Harbaugh refused to put him in. And I'm like, so you're going to just throw this game away because you don't want to hurt the confidence of your quarterback? I'm like, for fuck's sake, man. Like, it was just, it was embarrassing. And D'Amico Ryans, I mean, he committed suicide on the season by not going to Davis Mills. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were looking at or what they saw. I mean, they're like, oh, well, Stroud might have been injured. Good. All the more reason to get him out of there.
I'm trying to see what the pressure percentage was against Stroud for that game. Oh, he was pressured 36% of the time against the Patriots.
That's it?
That's it.
God, it looked like he was pressured. He looked like he was under more pressure than that fucking submersible that went down to see the Titanic.
So when he was pressured, he was 2 for 16, 18 yards, and 1 interception. A 13.5% rating.
So when he was not pressured, he threw 3 interceptions. Unbelievable.
He was even worse when he was not pressured.
I mean, listen, Sean, I'll say it again. He needs to be benched, cut, something. You can't possibly look at this guy and think he's an NFL caliber quarterback.
No, I'm sorry.
Not anymore.
No.
We've been saying it for 2 years. And like I said, my only regret is that after his rookie year, I thought I was wrong about this guy.
Me too. I said it. I said, wow. I said, I'm finally an Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah.
Nope.
I said, oh, maybe I was right about him.
Nope.
And, nope.
He's dog shit.
Turns out I was right again.
I will say, what was the other thing I was going to say? Think, dumbass, think. I fucking lost it. Good job, Sean.
Well done.
I don't know how I lost it so fast.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
But no, this was an absolutely abysmal game. And like I said, credit the Patriots defense. They made the plays that were there, that were presented to them. They did what they've done all year. They beat the brakes off the Texans. I mean, I know the score was 28-16, but
it felt closer.
I don't even think it felt that close. I think once the Patriots were up, once they went up, what after the defensive score was 14-7.
Yeah, but it felt closer because our offense couldn't score for like 2 quarters. That's why it felt close, because we just couldn't move the ball.
Well, the Patriots offense is not without flaws. I mean, look, the Texans defense is very good. They're excellent. Arguably the best in the league. But when you have an offense that is as inept as the Texans' offense, it makes it almost impossible for that defense to continue to hold up. Like, the only time I've seen a defense overcome an offense that bad was 2000 with the Ravens. Because even like the 2015 Broncos offense, like, yeah, they'd be bad for 3.5 quarters, but at the end, the fourth quarter, they'd find a way to get the points they needed. They would manufacture drives and figure it out. The Texans couldn't do anything even close to that. And I'm sorry, but, like, dude, just watching C.J. Stroud try to throw a football was embarrassing. Like, I was embarrassed for him. I'm sitting here watching that game, and I'm just like, what in the actual fuck is going on right now? Why am I watching this guy on television try to throw a football? It was one of the worst games I've ever seen from a quarterback in postseason history.
It was pathetic. It was laughable. Oh, the point I was going to make, it just jogged my memory about being laughable and pathetic, is that 4 minutes to go in the game, I remember messaging you and be like, why is the Texans punting this ball when they're down 11 points? Why aren't they going for it on 4th down? Nope, they just gave up.
I get your point.
You're down two scores.
They did the right thing because I think at that point they probably had more faith in their defense to get a strip sack, pick it up, and return it than they did their offense to pick up that fourth down.
Yeah, but as soon as they had one timeout left.
Yeah, they basically quit on the game at the end there.
Yeah, but that was the most.
Oh, you're talking about the very end.
Yeah, the fourth quarter. When they punted the ball back to the Patriots ran the ball immediately in the first play. They called the timeout immediately. And I was like, what?
Yeah, why would you even do that? Right. We were talking about this as it happened. You're right.
And it was just like not to go for it is one choice, but then to call the timeout immediately like you did didn't make sense at all.
No.
And now you have no timeouts.
D'Amico Ryans committed suicide on the season. And nothing they did made sense. The fact that they had C.J. Stroud throw the ball 46 times.
47.
47 times. That they didn't run the ball. They didn't commit to the run. I know the run wasn't working great, but you were much better off punting and trying to keep the Patriots pinned back deep just in case your defense came up with a turnover, which they did. You know, what did Drake May fumble 4 times?
For all because of Will Anderson, all 4.
Yeah, 4 times
got
he fumbled.
Killed off the left.
He got, and I think he had a pick too, right?
Yeah, but the pick doesn't count. I mean, that was a Hail Mary end of the half, just threw it deep.
Okay, right, okay.
It does count. I don't really care about that.
It's not like he just was like, oh, I made a boneheaded read and whoops, look at, No, they didn't do that. But the 4 fumbles is,
that's worrisome.
That is worrisome because that's what 8 fumbles?
9
fumbles in the postseason.
Yeah.
So in 2 games.
Yeah, he's gotten blasted.
That's not good. He's been sacked 10 times.
He's too trustworthy of his pocket. I give him credit.
He's got 9 fumbles, but I think he's only lost 6.
He doesn't hear footsteps. Either he's deaf or he's like, I believe in my guys, and he's getting fucking murdered.
Well, let's hope that keeps up next week. But
he's fearless. He's like, whatever. I get killed.
Yeah, good for him, I guess. But no, the Texans had I don't know where they go from here. I really don't, because you have an all-time great defense sitting there.
You got to get rid of that quarterback,
and you got just absolutely an absolute bonehead who's either gun shy, just no confidence, whatever the case may be. At quarterback is your trigger man, and he is wasting opportunities for you.
It's pathetic.
Do you see that? I can't see the Texans coming off of this loss and going into next season and being like, oh yeah, we're going to win the division.
No, because
even with that defense,
you think the Colts are going to finally be like, no, we're going to figure it out. Daniel Jones probably comes back, has a better year. They shore up some things. You're going to think the Jaguars take another step forward. The Titans get a little bit better. You might think that the Texans might be the ones that are basement dwellers next year.
I don't think they'll be worse than the Titans, but then again, who knows? Robert Saleh, Cam Ward, another top.
Robert Saleh was not the problem in New York.
No, he wasn't.
You saw after they got rid of Robert Saleh they won one game.
He was a little bit of a problem because he did allow that team to believe that, like, oh yeah, we got Aaron Rodgers, we're fine, and then Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, and oops.
To be fair, they got rid of both of them, and then they only won 2 games the next season.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But, I just don't see. I don't see the Texans. I don't see him. Like I said, I don't see him being last. But maybe you're right. Maybe they are the last place team in that division next year because. But again, that defense is too good for them to be last.
I know.
It really is. It's just when you think about it logically, you're like, no, that defense is going to be. There's no reason why they should take a step back. Maybe they do, but at least for now, I would have to say if their defense is even 90-95% what they were this year, that's good enough for 8-9 games on its own. And then C.J. Stroud can luck into a few other ones against some bum teams. But yeah, there was just that was an embarrassing performance from the Houston Texans on Sunday.
That was a self-ass whooping. The defense showed up. The defense came to play.
Danielle Hunter and
Will Anderson Jr.
Will Anderson
killed it.
Balled the fuck out.
Even Stingley. Stingley played excellent as well.
And their middle linebacker too was number 39 there. Not the Topo. Put a little.
I can't say it. All T's and O's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't say it.
unfucking real. That kid flies, dude.
He is everywhere in the field, and I have no idea how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, same.
To.
He was awesome.
Yes.
Awesome player. I mean, Alex Shazier, we know at safety, awesome. Lassiter, the other corner,
Yes.
awesome player.
I would, if someone knows how to pronounce his name, please do.
I do have to say, though, it was nice seeing Stingley get beat for that touchdown, that one-handed grab by Booty.
Booty owns Stingley for whatever reason. Beat him last year, too.
Right, but that one-handed grab for the touchdown was like, ooh. I love seeing that against Stingley because Stingley was talking mad shit about the Broncos after we beat him in Houston. So
finally, the Patriots learned, and they play Paul Wall after he catches a touchdown now. Booty, rocking everywhere.
Oh, that's not Paul Wall. That's Bubba Sparks.
Fuck! That was Paul Wall.
No,
All right.
Paul Wall's the people's champ, bro. Come on. Swish a house.
Well, I heard the booty, rocking everywhere, and I was like, oh, they finally did it.
Yeah.
He probably hates that song so much.
Keep Talib said, he's like, Booty's got gas. That was awesome.
Man, the pun.
774-992-8702. You got thoughts on the Patriots-Texans? Hit us up. Give us your thoughts on that. We got one more game to get into from the week that was. Then we'll get into a preview of the divisional, the conference championship round. And then we'll probably leave it with that. But, Sean, the Rams and the Bears.
I really enjoyed this game.
It was I got to say, the fact that we had 2 snow games on Sunday.
Loved it.
Was awesome. I mean, that's what you love.
Real football.
It just makes it that much more romantic. It's that much more picturesque. Like where the snow's not like affecting the game. It's just more for the ambiance. You know what I mean? Like I felt like that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to have 2 snow games. But
I loved one thing about this game, which I don't know if you picked up on. They sent out a lot of camera crews to bars and places where people were gathering. There was a lot of people in Chicago bars watching the game at different places and locations.
Yep.
Packed. People watching the Bears.
Sure.
And you haven't really seen that in years, especially for Bears fans. The Bears are like, holy shit, we finally have a team.
The Bears haven't been this far in the playoffs in quite a bit.
But they had camera crews out showing it, and I was like, wow, like people are really coming out finally for the Bears. And anytime like the Bears would do something great or they would go up, they would pan to these bars and the places would be like fucking losing their mind. And then obviously, when the Bears were doing nothing, they never panned to those audiences at all. But this was a great game. This was a back and forth game, which I never thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a blowout, one-sided, one way or another. But no, this game was excellent.
I gotta say, I gotta give first and foremost, I'm gonna give the Bears defense a shit ton of credit. They had an outstanding game plan to keep Matt Stafford and that offense on their heels pretty much all night. Now, Stafford did what Stafford does, and he ultimately won them that game and got them in position to win that game.
No touchdowns.
Didn't need him.
Didn't need it.
He didn't need to. He played within his means. He didn't make any crucial errors that were backbreaking. They just but the Bears defense was in Matthew Stafford's lap.
5 sacks.
A lot.
Yep.
And there was a few times too, which is a little bit concerning, and I don't know if the Bears just disguised their rushes really well, their blitzes really well, or the Rams were just not picking. But like there was a couple times where like the Rams had 6 guys in the block and the Bears only rushed 5 and still somebody came free.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what's going on here? That being said, I think that'll get cleaned up next week for the Rams. I don't think you'll see that again because McVay's too good and the Rams are too good for that. But it was a big time credit the Bears defense for keeping that game close and keeping that game interesting. And then obviously the touchdown to tie the game with Caleb Williams where he's running backwards, basically falling off his back foot, fading away.
How the fuck does that play
into
happen?
the end zone. I still don't know. Like, I don't understand how that DB just doesn't stay attached to the hip of that. The time was it Colston? No, was
Loveland.
It
was Loveland.
It was Loveland. Like, I don't understand how you don't just stay right.
3 Rams defenders were chasing him down. He just does the run back as far as you can in Madden and just launches it deep to X or triangle.
It was a straight Michael Vick Madden 04 play.
Yes, and then the guy just catches it like this.
So routine. Like, just made it look routine.
And every place, Everyone in the place loses their mind for then. Loses their mind. They cut to all those bars I was talking about. Everyone in the bars is losing their mind. They're hugging each other. They're throwing shit in the air. People behind the bar are losing their mind because the bars are getting wrecked, and they're going to be like, I have to be here at 3 o'clock in the morning cleaning this place. The place is going wild. I have never seen a play work that well in a last-minute, last-second play ever.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it was a Hail Mary.
It was the Hail Mary.
It was a Hail Mary. It was because it was what, 4th down, game on the line. They bring
last
the heat.
last second.
Yeah, they bring the heat. Like they're like, nope, we're gonna make you make a fucking play. And you know what? Props to Caleb Williams. I mean, we all know about his arm talent. And then, of course, the game goes to overtime. And what does Caleb Williams do?
Pick.
Do what Caleb Williams always does. Now, what was it? Was it DJ Moore? I think DJ Moore was probably more to blame for that pick because I feel like he just quit on the route.
Probably.
Like, I went back and watched it, and I'm like, because I gave Caleb shit right in the moment for it because, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course Caleb threw a game-ending, soul-crushing pick. Like, why wouldn't he? It's what he does.
It was the curl, right? Curl the safety?
It was a curl. It was something like that, and he just telegraphs it straight to the defender's chest. Now, I think if you go back and look at it, it's probably more on DJ Moore than it is Caleb Williams, but it's just very fitting and very apt way for Caleb Williams' season to end. And then the Rams go in, they kick the field goal, and they get out of there, and they take care of business.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that the Rams kicker's last name is Mevis.
What a name!
Like, I love it. The thicker kicker. And his name's Mevis.
And isn't he old too?
Is he? I have no idea.
Like, he looks old as shit too.
Oh, he's the thicker kicker, so maybe he just aged, Maybe he's just a little aged.
I gotta look it up right now.
But I was dying laughing. I was just like, I couldn't sit there. I could not stop just like giggling about his
No,
name.
he's a young man. Mevis. Harrison Mevis.
Harrison Mevis.
Oh my God, he was born in 2002.
Jesus. Imagine being born after 9/11. How?
He looks like a Mevis.
I didn't think anybody was born after 9/11. But anyhow.
Look at I can't these pictures can't be real.
Well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know.
Hold on. This is his pro day.
That can't possibly be.
That's his real pro day.
Come on.
He just looks like anybody that just walk off the street and is trying out.
Like, he looks like a guy you'd walk up to be like, hey, man, what's your name? Harrison Mevis. And you're like, I bet it is. I bet it is. I mean, I know they joke about him being the thicker kicker and all that, but, like, god damn, dude.
Look at his kicking stance. It doesn't look he's doing it for real.
That's got to be AI. Come on.
It's not AI. It's just real. Look, that's the NFL Combine.
I know, but that's got to be AI generated. Stop it.
His legs aren't even going that high.
Stop it. Come on. There's no way.
He's got some powerful legs.
Maybe he does. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just got that golden mule kick, Who knows? But, no, I'm happy for the Rams.
Whoa, 265.
Yeah, well, a soft 265, according to those pictures. I'm thrilled for the Rams. Obviously, they were my pick to go to the Super Bowl months ago against Denver. I still think that's a good possibility, but we will see. The Rams need to they got to play better on Sunday than they did this week if they're going to have a chance to beat Seattle. I know it's Sam Darnold, and I know and Darnold might still be injured. We don't know. Like, we don't know what kind of shape Sam Darnold's in. So the Rams get after him. I think we could have some serious problems for the Seahawks, but neither here nor there. But no, Sean, I think the Caleb Williams thing. I'm glad that Bears are out of the playoffs because you know me and I have that just kind of like irrational hatred for the Chicago Bears where they've really never done anything to me. I just hate them.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams is another guy where I'm just like, no, I don't believe you. Like, I believe in your arm talent. And somebody said that to me, and they're like, he's got the best arm talent we've ever seen. And I was like, well, yeah. I'm like, so did Kyle Bowler, and look how that turned out. I don't know. Like, I've seen plenty of guys with plenty of arm talent come through the league and not produce as a quarterback. But Caleb Williams does seem like he has at least that kind of, like, next level of, like, okay, he might not be the smartest guy. He might not be the, he might not be able to process a defense faster, but, as fast as anybody, but he's going to get it done. He knows enough.
Yeah.
And I think that makes him dangerous. And the Bears, listen, I think the Bears overachieved this year a little bit. You and I talked about it, with Ben Johnson. Like, nobody had the Bears being this good.
No, oh my God,
coming into the season. So, got to give credit where credit is due, as much as it kills me to do it with the Chicago Bears because of that irrational hatred that I have for them. But neither here nor there. Let's get into Sunday's games.
Does it say who's first yet?
Denver, New England's at 3.
Is it at 3?
Yep. So we've got Denver, New England at 3, Rams, Seahawks at 6:30. Sean, like I said, I am cautiously optimistic, even without Bo Nix, that Denver can still win this game. I don't think the Patriots haven't scared me all year. And I'll say this right now. If Bo Nix is playing this game, I am 100% Broncos are winning this game. There's no chance we're losing. We're going to the Super Bowl. Now with this being Stiddy City, I think it's more like a 60-40 Denver wins. Because like I alluded to earlier, if you look at this matchup from a pure from just like a what we've seen through the playoffs standpoint, Drake May has been sacked 10 times.
That's it.
5 in each game.
Okay.
He's fumbled the ball 9 times. Lost 6. Or no, I think he's fumbled it. Yeah, it's 9.
No, 9 times sounds about right, and lost 6 sounds about right.
And then I think he's got the one interception on the.
I think it's 2 interceptions.
Oh, he has 1 in each game, right?
Yes.
So 2 interceptions. Now he's going on the road into a very hostile environment where a team is now rallying around their backup quarterback with a defense that is just as good as the 2 defenses that you have seen the last 2 weeks, if not better. I think Denver wins this game and goes to the Super Bowl and gets booty blasted by the Rams. Maybe not. I don't know.
Don't count anybody out.
But like you said, you can't because. But again, it's Jarrett Stidham. I'm not. But listen, like I said, I've seen Jake Plummer beat Tom Brady 3 times in a row.
Correct.
Including a playoff game. I've seen Billy Volek go into Indianapolis and beat Peyton Manning.
Correct.
Jeff Hostetler won a Super Bowl as a backup quarterback.
He absolutely did.
Phil Simms went down. Okay, like I've seen this happen before. It's not outlandish to think that Jarrett Stidham can't beat Drake May on Sunday.
Brad Johnson won the Super Bowl as the quarterback.
I mean, but he wasn't the backup. I mean, granted, you could say Kurt Warner, but it wasn't like it happened end of the season, mid-season, whatever, and they went on. I think Sean Payton is going to have this offense cooked and ready to go.
Oh, for sure. Sean Payton will have...
My only drawback to this whole thing, and I'm praying to God that we get good news tomorrow about J.K. Dobbins, because if we get J.K. Dobbins back... I don't think people realize J.K. Dobbins was the second leading rusher in the NFL when he got hurt.
Is J.K. Dobbins have a chance of coming back?
Yeah, they opened the window for him yesterday.
Really?
He's off IR. So.
Shit. I didn't know. I didn't think he was coming back.
Yeah, they said he could be back by the conference championship game potentially by last week, but he wasn't ready. But he could be back this Sunday.
Where's that sound people use? Fuck!
I think Sean Payton's going to have this team ready to go.
I think you guys are gonna have a lot of gadget plays. You guys are gonna have a lot of tricks that you don't usually have.
I mean, listen, you're empty in the clip in this one.
You need to.
You know what I mean? There's nothing. There is no tomorrow. So it's either do or die. But I think this defense, the way I look at it, like I said, 5 sacks per game in the last 2 games at home for Drake May. Now you're going on the road into a stadium that is going to be loud as all living fucking hell. I think this game. I'm not saying Denver's going to blow them out, but I could see this game being one of those games where, it's just you constantly feel like you're in an uphill battle.
Okay.
Now, that's assuming that Stidham takes care of the ball,
right?
And they don't do what Houston did. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Don't turn it over. Punt and let your defense go to work. Because I think game plan wise, I think you put PS2 on Keyshawn Boutte. And then double Diggs and let the help go to him, because Bootie's your deep ball guy. He's your big play guy. He's your explosive guy.
Booty is the deep ball
Diggs is
guy.
going to work the intermediate stuff, the middle of the field stuff, where you can kind of double him, bracket him, and take a lot of that stuff away. Booty is your guy that when you need a big play, a big chunk, or a touchdown, like he's your blow the top off the defense guy.
It is.
I think you put PS2 on him and just say, go take him out. Go erase him. And I think PS2 does that all day, and I think that's not a problem. Now, that's how I would look at it. And then, you just kind of let the other pieces fall where they may. But Drake May isn't Josh Allen. Like, he's not going to – the Patriots aren't the Bills. They're not going to be able to run the ball as effectively as the Bills did.
I don't think so either.
And I think that's where it's going to come into Denver's favor. Now, all Jarrett Stidham just needs to understand, like, listen, dog, it's not a Ferrari, but it's a really nice Porsche, okay? Keep it off the guardrails. Don't burn up the clutch. Don't grind the gears. And we'll be okay. We might win this one ugly, like a 23-17 kind of like just gross game. But it doesn't matter. A win's a win.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I still, it all comes down to Stidham. And what is Stidham going to do in this moment? Because I think Sean Payton's going to have the game plan. He's going to have the offense ready to go. The defense is going to come out fired up. They're going to want to win this one for Bo.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it's going to – and if J.K. Dobbins is back and they're able to run the ball effectively, all the better.
I do believe that the Denver team is going to come out as hard and fast as possible and try to score immediately. And they're going to try to attack as immediate as possible, and like all jokes aside. Before Bo Nix's injury, we were both in agreement that we saw New England at Denver as the most likely scenario, and it came to fruition. We did not have Seattle. No, we did. No, we both agreed Rams and Eagles.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
Okay, so we both had Patriots and Broncos, and then Rams and Eagles for the last four. So we had 3 out of 4 right.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. I was confident saying, I don't think the Patriots. I think this is where the Patriots story ends. I do think that changes now. Now I do feel I feel like there's a 50-50 chance because of the unknownness of the backup quarterback situation. And now it becomes another situation of, can the Patriots offense sustain the defense of the Denver Broncos? Can it become another situation where Drake May and the offensive line weather the storm of being attacked by the Denver defense? Because as we've seen all year, Denver's defense can get after the quarterback. They can blitz the quarterback. They can pressure the running back. They can pressure the runners. They can pressure the quarterback and get after him. And that's going to be something the Patriots are going to have to figure out and get over rather quickly, because if they can't get over it, it's going to be a short game in that aspect.
Right.
But can the Patriots defense also keep them in the game, knowing the backup quarterback might have a hard time in this game? I don't know. I feel like that there's a chance now that I didn't have before. I felt like the story ended this week all the time. And when Bo Nix's injury came out, it almost felt like a gift was given. You know what I mean? It was like,
there's a gleam, man.
Yeah, it almost feels
there's
like
a gleam.
It almost feels like, man, like what are the chances that happens? Like that is such.
My thing is is this: if this is a close game in the fourth quarter,
it's going to be close.
That's what I think. That's where I think Denver ultimately ends up being the loser in this situation. Because if it's a close game in the fourth quarter and we have Bo Nix, I have no worries that Bo Nix is going to go down and get us whatever we need.
Home teams in the fourth quarter.
Whatever. Bo Nix is going to get it done. I don't know that I can say the same for Jarrett Stidham. I don't know. I mean, I know Jarrett Stidham can throw a football. I know he can, he threw, I think he had like what? He was 1-3 as a starter, but he had like in 2 of those games, they were 1-1 and he had like 500 yards. Or 400 yards in one game and like 300 in another or some shit like that. Like he's proven he can throw the ball and get the ball down the field. Now, it's gonna come down to Sean Payton versus Mike Vrabel, I think, and the way that, because inevitably, no matter what you tell your players, inevitably, the Patriots are going to underestimate Jarrett Stidham. They're thinking like, he's the backup, bro. Like, we got this. Like, they're going to do that no matter what. Like, you can tell them, don't underestimate them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're going to do that. They're human. That's what they're going to do. Now, whether it affects them or not, and whether Jarrett Stidham's able to take advantage of that or not, remains yet to be seen. That being said, I think ultimately in this game, if it's close in the fourth quarter, Denver's going to have to win it in ways that they haven't won it yet this year, meaning like a strip sack, a defensive score, something along those lines. If the because I think the Patriots obviously have the advantage having their starting quarterback.
Yes.
Who's been playing pretty well this year. Now,
he's played excellent.
He has not played well the last two games.
No.
So that is where I think this kind of becomes interesting now. And that's why I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that, all of a sudden, New England's on to the Super Bowl. I don't think that's the case at all.
I don't think it's a guarantee.
I think it's 60-40 Denver wins. I mean, and I say instead of being a true coin flip, and maybe it is more of a coin flip, but I think Denver's defense is better. I think they have better playmakers. I think they can make more plays. And if they can do what they did to Josh Allen and get 5 takeaways, I don't see why they can't get 5 takeaways off of Drake May. So I think it's going to come down to Drake May needs to protect the football, and they need to establish the run early and often. Because once teams start running on you, it's demoralizing as a defense. And if the Patriots can establish the run and they got 2 damn good backs to do it, then things can start to get, things can start going their way.
Yeah, but Denver has a good run defense, though.
They do, and Buffalo, I know Buffalo they ran the ball on us on Sunday, but that's the best running football team in the league.
We don't have a good running offensive line. I know Ramondre Stevenson has done good up contact up the middle, but Henderson is not a good.
They didn't run it well on Sunday against Houston.
Well, Ramondre ran it well against Houston.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have one guy that did well, but they didn't have. But I don't think they ran it, but they were playing with the lead the whole time. Like you were. How do I say this? Like that game felt like New England was already starting off with 7 points on the board before they even took the field.
We were playing control, but we had control. If we jump out, if Jarrett Stidham starts the game, right? Jarrett Stidham throws a pick 6, and then we're playing the run ball game. That's a whole different conversation. But Jarrett Stidham comes out, throws a touchdown, and we're playing from behind to begin the game. The whole topic's different.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So that's where I think Sean Payton is going to be kind of the key in this. Those first 15 plays that they script for this game are going to be huge.
Yes.
So that opening quarter, I mean, it's really going to come down to, and it's going to come down to what Denver's defense does. Because, like I said, we've seen Drake May can clearly get got in terms of sacks, fumbles, and turnovers. Like he's been prone to that these last 2 games. It's not like this, this is the Buffalo defense coming in and you're like, all right, like, yeah, they're okay, but they're not great. No, this is a Denver defense that, at the second most sacks in the season all time. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 5, 6, or 7 sacks off of Drake May on Sunday. Now, the key component to that is going to be, does Drake May hold on to the ball every time he gets sacked? Because if he does, then, hey, whatever, you punt, kind of no harm, no foul at that point. But if he's turning the ball over like he did the last 2 games and he's not holding on to the ball, that could be a recipe for disaster for New England, because now you're giving Stidham a short field, and all they're going to do is hand the ball off. They might even just hand the ball off a couple times, kick the field goal, and say, see you later. Do what Houston should have done.
Right.
But Denver's at home. That's a big difference, because that crowd is going to be very unforgiving. The Patriots on offense are going to have a much tougher time communicating and moving the ball, I think, than they did the last 2 weeks, even though, those were 2 really good defenses that they played.
Mm-hmm.
If things start going Denver's way early, then yeah, I think they could be in for a rude awakening. And I don't know what it was about, something about the way Sean Payton said, Stiddy's ready, watch out. Like, just makes me feel like he knows there's a reason why he went out and signed Stidham to be his backup. There's a reason why they extended him. He's actually been in this offense longer than Bo Nix.
3 years.
So he's got a whole year on Bo Nix in this offense, and he's been around the league longer. I think
What year did we draft him in? We drafted him in
19, 20.
Was it 2019?
Was it COVID year or 19? I forget. But my whole thing is this: if Stidham can take care of the ball and let the guys around him do the work, I think we have a great shot at winning this game.
It was 19. He was an Auburn kid too.
Yeah, he was.
Wasn't Stidham? No, never mind.
I'm pretty sure it was the COVID year.
Year before COVID.
He wasn't the COVID draft?
Year before. He was 2019, so get the 2019 season, and then he was on Brady's last team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, that makes sense. Right, because they were wondering who was going to replace Brady, and it was Stid the kid was a candidate for that now. Right, okay. That makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I just, as much of a gut punch as losing Bo Nix was, I still don't feel like this team is out of it yet. I mean, obviously they're not because they're still in it. They're playing on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel like they have, at least against New England, they have a chance, as good a chance as anybody. I don't know if I love their chances against, giving Sean McVay 2 weeks to prepare. I think that could ultimately be, a problem.
I think if Denver wins, no matter who they face, they have just as good a chance about facing anybody. Because,
well, their defense is going to be the key. It's going to be 2015 all over again. At this point, you got a backup quarterback, or who knows, or Stidham goes all fucking Nick Foles with it, and he does, or Stidham comes out, plays good but not good enough, and they drop this game by a field goal, and New England goes on to the Super Bowl, and then who knows, what happens from there, because I think
right.
New England's gonna have like I said, they have a puncher's chance against anybody if they play their best game. They have a chance to beat any team in the league when they're playing at their best. Now,
correct.
I still feel like Denver should win this game. Could win this game. They were going to win this game with Bo Nix. 100%. I would have been betting the house on Denver to win it with a healthy Nix. Because I know in the fourth quarter, if it gets close, Bo Nix is going to ball. He's going to ball out. He always does. He's yet to let us down. There's no reason to believe otherwise. So this puts a whole new paint job on things. But again, Sean Payton at home, one game, backup quarterback or not, you gotta like your opportunity there.
It's Sean Payton. Like you can't.
Right.
You
it's
can't.
not. This isn't like some fucking slouch we've never heard of or never seen before. You know what I mean? Not some shit bum coach that
Nope.
is unproven.
Nope.
I mean, I know people will say, like, oh, he's only won one Super Bowl, and that was fucking, 17 years ago. I'm like, yeah, but they've had a lot of success since then.
I mean, look at the last four coaches. You have Vrabel, you have Payton, you have McVay, and you have, the rookie coach there for Seattle. No, he's not rookie coach anymore. It's the second year.
Second year from the Rams. Was he the Rams OC? Or
no.
Rams DC?
Shit. I was going to say Clint Kubiak. That's the offensive coordinator. It's not Kubiak. Oh, God.
Mike McDonald.
Yes, McDonald.
He was Baltimore's DC. That's what it was.
I mean, like, he's the only one that kind of feels like the oddball one here, but he's had a very good year, too. So
he's had a tremendous year.
It's been great coaching that's got all these teams here. So there's no, like, fluky team here. Like, Sean McDermott, if he got here, would have been, like the shittiest coach out of all of them. But
well, definitely.
This would have been, like, this is all just very good coaching. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Even if, like, the backup quarterback is playing, it's still a Sean Payton coach team. I'm not going to discredit it because Sean Payton is going to scheme up something that you're not going to see, or he's going to think of something that you haven't thought of before because it's just who Sean Payton is.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think you're going to see, like, this, like, because the way this game could go offensively for the Broncos is, like, I could see, like, this being, like, a huge Evan Ingram game. Like, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Where, like, Stidham's just feeding Evan Ingram, and he's getting over and he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, I could see like Marvin Mims being the guy. The thing that worries me a lot, aside obviously from the fact that we don't have our starting fucking quarterback. Pat Bryant's in concussion protocol again. We don't know if he's going to be available on Sunday.
Why is he in concussion protocol again?
Because he got smashed in the
Jesus
first quarter.
Christ.
And it was going to be a Pat Bryant day. He had 3 catches on that opening drive before he got hurt again.
So he's not going to play?
We don't know.
He should know by today. Today's
tomorrow.
Wednesday. I thought today was
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We'll know tomorrow. And then Troy Franklin with the hamstring injury.
He should be back.
Is also up in the air.
Oh, he should play. It's
soft tissue injuries,
yeah,
though. You know how those go. Those are always tough. But
J.K. Dobbins, I didn't even know was eligible.
But yeah, J.K.'s eligible to come back. If J.K. comes back, that's huge.
You're gonna miss Mac Hollins. Too bad.
I know.
Bad.
He had, but again, like, and again, like this whole game, like I'm always gonna root for my team, but like the wind has just been taken out of my sails so much by Bo not being like
I know
playing. It's just like why are we even bothering? You know what I mean? Like it just sucks. It fucking blows because like I said, if Bo was playing, I'm fucking 99.9% sure Denver's going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, especially after what I saw on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm like, he outdueled Josh Allen. There's nobody else he can't outduel. There's no one in this league outside of Mahomes. Like, you beat Mahomes, you beat Mahomes and Josh Allen in the same year, like, in that fashion, and you outplay both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, I am floored for next year. Can't wait for next year because next year I think this team is going to be even better. They're going to take another step. They got the Russell Wilson cap hit is gone finally.
Oh, I agree. I think both of our teams just get that much better next year.
Yeah, and like I could see both the Patriots and the Broncos being better teams with a worse record next year.
Next year,
they won't win like 14; they'll only win 12. You know what I mean?
But we're better teams.
But they'll be better teams. I guarantee it. They'll both. Be,
our show next year, we're like, I'm gonna say it, 17-0.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it.
We're both gonna have to come out swinging, right? I mean, it's.
Durant.
The Arthur meme.
The Arthur meme.
But no, I think this is going to be. I think it's going to be I hope it's not a good game. I hope Denver just comes out and crushes them, gets a couple turnovers late, jumps up like a 24-0 halftime lead or 24-3 halftime lead.
If it's a blowout, I will be shocked. Either way.
I will
Either
too.
way.
I will too because again, I don't have the faith. We haven't blown anybody out except the Cowboys all year. So
it's the fucking Cowboys.
I mean, I don't see why we would blow anybody out now. I was hoping, for a stress-free Saturday. I didn't get that. I'd love a stress-free Sunday.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like it's going to be just so tough to get, like, excited. Even if we do win this game, it's going to be tough to get excited to go to the Super Bowl because you're going without your best player.
Is he on injured reserve already?
Yeah, he had the surgery
Damn.
today. He's done.
Oh, okay. He had the surgery.
It's I think a 3 to 5 month recovery.
Oh, that's not even bad.
So he'll be back for OTAs, but still, it's just like, fuck, like, blows. Just blows. And then the NFC Championship, Seattle Rams. I don't know, dude. I'm going with McVay and Stafford.
I don't trust Sam Darnold.
I don't either. At the end of the day, I just can't get my head around Sam Darnold playing in a Super Bowl. Could you imagine Jarrett Stidham versus Sam Darnold in a Super Bowl?
Nobody would watch. No offense.
I mean, everybody's going to watch because it's the Super Bowl. But it is going to be one wild-ass fucking matchup. Like, that's, like, if you went back 4 years.
Blake Bortles.
Yeah, it's going to be, right, it'd be like Blake Bortles versus Nick Foles. And you're like.
Nick Foles, Dick Holes.
Which should have happened, because if the ref swallows their fucking whistle and Miles Jack scores, Brady's going home that game. But
that would have been a crazy game.
Jacksonville, Philly in a Super Bowl would have been hilarious.
Yo, Philadelphia still wins that game, though.
Oh, but definitely. But nonetheless, it was still fucking just like completely crazy.
I just don't, like you just said, I don't trust I mean, Seattle came out and blew the doors off of the 49ers twice in a matter of a month. But that 49ers team is decimated with injuries.
They dominated them in the regular season finale, but they didn't blow them out. They only scored 16 points.
I know, but that felt
it was like 16-3, I think.
That felt like a bludgeoning.
It because it was.
But
then Seattle's defense, Seattle's offense couldn't score.
And it was a bludgeoning again in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, typical Seattle though. Like, they get the special teams, they get the kickoff return for the touchdown that just sets the tone for the whole game, and they just run away with a blowout. So
and they're going to Seattle.
Yeah.
So
but it's like they're division rivals. It's not like the Rams haven't played there before. And
I know, but you know what's gonna really piss me off when I watch this game is that I'm gonna have to watch and I still don't like Seattle because they do that stupid shit before the game where they do the 12th man bullshit and everyone's wearing that ugly ass lime green and they let go of 2 Seahawks that fly around the stadium. Like, I can't stand it. I find it so obnoxious. It's been a decade of me hating on that goddamn ritual. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. The last time Denver and Seattle, it's never worked out for Denver when both those teams have hosted the championship games. They both hosted it in 2005. Denver got blown out by Pittsburgh. Seattle won and then lost to the Steelers. They both hosted it in 2013. We both got there and we got blown out. You know, it's never worked out. When Denver and Seattle have both hosted the conference championship game, it's never worked out for Denver. So,
Jesus.
I mean, third time's a charm, I guess. Maybe.
It depends on that little white girl what she picks.
Little white girl.
You didn't see she's all over the social media? She's 1-9.
Oof.
The only team that's beat the curse is the Patriots.
Jesus.
She originally picked Denver and she goes, "Oh, Buffalo!" And the Buffalo fans are like, "No!" You haven't seen it?
No.
And then Cardi B made this video, and then Cardi B apologized after. She goes, "I told that white bitch she was wrong." The girl's like 6 or 5.
Oh, whatever.
But Cardi B made a video like cussing her out, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like Cardi B, like why can't we get Taylor Swift? Like, Cardi B's
know,
like
right?
the ghetto version. Like, goddamn.
You get fucking Jasmine Crockett.
Oh my god! But it's fun. I'll show you the little girl video. I'll find it. But she picks all the teams. She's just notoriously known for being wrong. She picks the loser every single time. Because the dad asks her, like, pick who's gonna win, and she picks the loser every single time. It's impressive that she picks the loser.
I mean, that's hard to do.
Yeah, and now the NFL is recognizing it because the NFL is retweeting it like the Patriots beat the curse, and it's just like it was like the only team that's done it.
Wow. I mean, yeah. What do they say about blind squirrels? You know.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they'll find a nut, but.
Before girls when they get older, they'd be like, "You are the worst person to pick bit games of all time." Like, you are universally known.
Right. All right. I think we covered everything.
Did you know since 2011, the Patriots or the Chiefs has been in the AFC Championship game every year
I saw
since
that.
2011?
Yep.
Insane.
It's 15 years of. Yeah, I mean, and I think Denver's been there the second most times. We've been there, let's see, since 2011, 13, 15 this year. That's 3. The Bengals would have the other 2.
The poor drought the Patriots fans have had.
Ravens have been there 1, 2, 11, 12. They've been there. Jags are in there once. Steelers once. No. Let's see. 2011 was Patriots Ravens. 12 was Patriots Ravens. 13 Broncos Patriots. 14 Patriots and Colts. Broncos Patriots again in 15. 16 was Was it the Steelers in 16?
No. In 16, no.
Steelers Patriots wasn't Steelers Patriots.
That was Steelers Patriots. You're right.
17.
Patriots Chiefs.
No, that was 18. 17 was the year they lost to. That was Patriots Jags.
Patriots Jags. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Duh.
And then 18 was Patriots Chiefs. 19 was
Chiefs and
Titans.
Chiefs and Titans.
20 COVID year was
Chiefs and Bills.
Yep, Bills. I think, and then Chiefs and Bills have 2. And then the Ravens are in there one more time. And then the Bengals twice. And then this year, obviously, Patriots Broncos.
Crazy.
What do we always say, Sean? It's always the same. It's always the same story in the AFC. There's like 5 franchises that just dominate.
I still don't like the new trophy. The trophy's ugly as shit.
Oh, they redesign it?
Yeah, the new one that they've had for years now.
Oh.
I like the old like stadium they would hold up, like the big long ass one that was like a giant like stadium.
Wasn't that the NFC Championship trophy?
That was both of them, AFC and NFC.
Oh, I remember the Lamar Hunt trophy came out. I thought that's always what it was.
No? The AFC and NFC both have this ugly ass like invisible football.
Yeah, I thought. Oh, okay.
I hate it.
New one? Yeah. I mean, I don't really give a shit.
No
there's
one
only-
cares about this one.
Say there's only one trophy we give a shit about anyway. So, but I think that's good. Are we good to leave it there?
We are good.
We're
Oh,
good.
the Patriots have now tied the Steelers for most AFC Championship appearances of all time. 16.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Denver is second if you don't count the first place tie with 11.
Yeah. Well, you figure five with Elway. Well, 5 Super Bowls with Elway. And then there was a couple AFC Championship games. I think we lost one. Or was that divisional round we lost to the Bills? I think we lost the championship game to the Bills. Like 90 or 91 or something like that. Like 7-6.
91.
Yeah, 7-6.
7-6.
7-6. But all right, we'll leave it there, Sean. That was a good show.
So Denver Rams.
I'm going Broncos. I'm going Broncos Rams. I'm sticking with it.
I'm going Patriots Rams.
I mean, we both got the Rams because we don't trust Sam Darnold.
That's it.
I mean,
If
part
the
of me-
Seahawks win,
the frosted wheat side of me wants to talk mad shit and just be like, "Fuck you!" Like we're beating the Patriots' ass on Sunday because I honestly think that could happen. But god damn, man, it's just Jarrett Stidham, bro.
That's
if
that's
it was
the
if it
thing.
was Bo Nix, I'd be running my mouth saying Broncos by 40, and this is going to be a cakewalk to the Super Bowl. But
that was my whole thing too. If it was Bo Nix, I was gonna be like, yeah, I think the marriage finally ends here. Like great season, but maybe I'm saying this next week too. Maybe I'm like, hey, it was a great season. We got all the way here. We were way farther than I ever thought we were gonna get.
yeah, well, for real.
Listen, if you're a Patriots fan, I don't care what happens after this Sunday. We've had a remarkable fucking season. Remarkable. You couldn't have paid for a better season.
Right. You really couldn't have. So, all right, well, we'll be back next Tuesday to talk about it. Full show. That'll be
one of our teams will be in the Super Bowl.
One of our teams will be in the Super Bowl no matter what. So you can't they can't take that away from us, Sean. But thank you everybody for watching and listening. We appreciate it. Thank you to our sponsor, the Village Sweet Shop, 300 Elm Street. Need all your candy needs down the Paid Aaron Village. We appreciate everybody who chimed in tonight in the chat. And we will talk to you all next Tuesday for a nice AFC NFC championship weekend review.
Oof.
And boy, I know there will be plenty to talk about. Well, there always is, but there'll be more than enough just based on this Patriots Broncos game. Somebody is going to be talking mad shit come next Tuesday. Hopefully it's me, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Joey Fats Radio for Plizzy and Mr. Bancourt. I am Joey Fats, and we'll check y'all next Tuesday. Peace.
Later.
Fats.